I was getting ready to do a new graphic to get ready to go live in about 30 minutes, and then I just saw the Guardian come through, and so I think. Well, so let me just say this: all I saw was the headlines first, and what I want to do is go to the article. I want to see what the Guardian is saying, but then I also need to go and see what Iran is saying, what Pakistan is saying. Because if I'm just being really frank, you guys, I don't trust the United States of America and our media. I don't trust anything that our government says. Hey, Carla. And so I'm literally just going to go see what they said. So let me just tell you the deal. So it has just been put out that Donald Trump says that a 2-week ceasefire has been agreed to. That's what they said. A 2-week ceasefire has been agreed to. But the reality is that I haven't seen what is happening. Hey, Octavius, I haven't seen that from all the other media outlets yet. So I need to go check those as well. Like it literally just popped up. And so what I need to do to be, yeah. And so Renee, let me just be clear. They are not opening the strait. That's not happening, y'all. I mean, let's just be clear. That is not happening. So give me 1 minute. I'm going to pull these things up so that we can all talk about, hey, Nisi, just take a deep breath. And I'm going to pull these things up and let you know kind of what's been said. All right. So they're saying that he said it on social media. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to Truth Social. And I'm going to look to see exactly what he said. And then I'm actually going to go and check to see what else has been said. So he said, based on conversations with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munar of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to, and then he puts in all caps, complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz. I agreed to suspend the bombing and the attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. Now, let me just tell you, this is not what Al Jazeera said. I'm just going to tell y'all already. I already knew that Pakistan had asked him they want an extension for 2 weeks. Pakistan asked for this extension. Okay. I saw that earlier. I already saw that when I was preparing to go live. And so what he's going on to say right here is all bullshit. Everything that he is saying right now is horseshit. So give me a second, because I'm telling y'all, Iran is about to say, are you negotiating with yourself again? That's what Iran is about to say. Hey, Beth, you're very welcome. So give me a second. Holy geez. Yeah. So listen, yeah, it's going to be a long night. So
I need the charger. My phone died.
Okay, well, you need to take one of these cords and here, hold on. Hand me that. And let me help you. So you can take this one and this.
I don't need that one.
Well, this is the one you can take.
I don't need that one.
This is the one that works. Take it. Nope, I need that one. Here. Okay. All right. So give me a second. So no, he's already tacoed. Hey, Doug, he's already tacoed. But let me just back up. I need you guys to rock with me for a second. So listen. Okay. So, all right. So this is the thing. This is no ceasefire that has been agreed to. There is no ceasefire that has been agreed to. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Yep, we're back, Melinda. Hi, everybody. I needed to go live as soon as I saw the thing from The Guardian, because I need for everyone to, yes, they are reviewing the proposal, but I'm just going to tell you, Um, Iran is not opening the strait. Iran is not going to open the Strait of Hormuz. It's not going to happen. So let me tell you who asked for the 2-week suspension. So Pakistan asked for a 2-week extension, and that was reported an hour ago. Okay. So that was what was reported an hour ago. So what I'm going to do, hey Lisa, so this is what I'm going to do, everyone. And the only place that I am not live right now is Substack, and that was because I needed to create a streaming key and all that, and I didn't have shit for that right now. Right. So right, I know Iran has not. Yeah, Crazy K. Yeah, Iran said I'm not talking to you all. Yeah, he already Taco Tuesdayed. But listen, so you're welcome, Joanna. So, but it's not a 2-week delay, folks. It's not. It's not a 2-week delay, nor is it a ceasefire agreement. This is Trump trying to find a way to backtrack out of this shit that he said this morning about committing war crimes. Okay. So, okay. So settle down, everybody, and let me give you the information. Right. It is in fact Taco Tuesday. So listen, Pakistan asked Trump for a 2-week extension. Okay. And so Pakistan had asked Trump for a 2-week extension. And no, I'm actually telling you what already happened. You can go read it for yourself if you want to. So just so we're all clear, Pakistan had asked Trump for a 2-week extension. Trump has responded to Pakistan, not anybody in Iran, and said, oh yeah, I'll agree to a 2-week ceasefire if they open the strait. They are not going to open the strait. I'm just going to be very clear. They are not going to open the strait, folks. And why would they? Because this has been the thing that's been saying the whole time, right? So the strait isn't open now. The strait isn't open now. And Iran has already started attacking Saudi today. Tonight. I don't know if you all know this or not. So listen, Saudi Arabia is already being hit by Iran this evening. Okay. And yeah, it's open, but not for us. And it's open, but not for Israel. It's open, but not for some other people. Okay. For the person who's saying, what do we need to do? If you're talking about Iran, there ain't shit you can do. If you are talking about Iran, there's nothing you can do. You all listen, you really want to do something? You need to get your Republican members of Congress to get their ass back to work. Okay? If you want to do something, get your GOP members of Congress and take their ass back to work. That's what they need to do. And they need to do their damn job using their equal but separate powers. That's the only thing that you can do in reference to what's happening right now, because that's all there is. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you his statement in entirety. And I'm going to try, let me just say this, I am going to do my absolute best to get through it without calling him a liar too many times and trying to clear what he's saying in this. Okay. So here is the President of the United States statement in full that was put out on Truth Social. Let me share my screen with people, and I will share my screen with you guys so that you can see it as well. And let's see, right here, I'm going to turn my camera around and we are going to get at it. Okay. So this is what he is saying let me just shrink it a little bit so it fits all in my screen. Well, does it fit yet? Well, oh, girl, why am I pushing the wrong damn button at myself? Okay, so based on the conversations with the Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan. So these are conversations with the folks in Pakistan, and wherein Pakistan requested that Trump hold off on the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. I don't know who said it was a double-sided ceasefire because Iran didn't say any of this. This was Pakistan talking to the United States of America. Iran didn't agree to shit at the moment. And I don't know why you're saying this is a double-sided ceasefire because Iran has already told you they're not opening shit. But I'm going to keep reading. The reason for doing so, see, I immediately want to add my own verbiage in here. I literally want to go, the reason for doing so is because your ass wrote a check, you can't cash, and you done got it all fucked up. That's what I want to say. But let me just stop. And I'm going to read what he is saying because that's the way they say it. Iran, that's the way they say it. So I'm saying it the way they say it. So here we go. The reason for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives. Not. And peace in the Middle East. Where? Where? Where is there peace in the Middle East? Where? Because Israel is bombing the shit out of Lebanon. Israel is bombing Gaza, right? Israel is like, peace where? You have not achieved no peace. So literally, listen, here's what's about to happen. We're about to get another Lego video where they show him talking to himself in the mirror and negotiating his own ceasefire with himself. We're about to get another Lego video. This is what's coming, y'all. But anyway, so this is what he says. And we have exceeded all military objectives and are very far along with a definitive agreement concerning long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East. No, what long-term peace agreement with Iran? Where are we very far along with a definitive agreement concerning long-term peace in Iran? That's where you were. That's where you were 2 days before you all bombed them. That's not where you are today. That's not where you are today. The Iranian people are on the bridges forming like for real. So then he says, we received a 10-point proposal from Iran. Do y'all know when that was? That was 2 weeks ago. This was, I'm sorry, but no. And believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. That's not recent. That was 2 weeks ago that they gave you this 10-point proposal. Almost all of the various points of past contention have been agreed to between. This is him, y'all, trying to find a way to backtrack out of this shit. That's all this is. On behalf of the United States of America as president and also representing the countries of the Middle East. Now, you know what? You go ahead and tell the crown prince that you are representing his country. You go ahead and tell the Middle East you are representing them. They gonna tell you, get the fuck out they face. You're not representing them. It is an honor to have this long-term problem close to resolution. No, this is you. I told y'all, listen, I said it today. Iran is not going to blink. If you think, this is what I said a couple of hours ago. I said Iran is not going to blink, and it's Tuesday, so you better hope the president is in the mood for tacos because it will not be Iran that blinks. It will not be Iran that blinks. I mean, I don't know what he thought. I knew it wasn't going to happen before. I mean, I don't know what people were thinking. And I'm going to tell you something. If you haven't seen what the Iranian, okay, so let me just show you, okay? Chapter Chick, why do you think I'm on the side of Iran? What have I said that indicates a side? What have I said that indicates a side other than proving and saying for a fact that the president of the United States is misrepresenting facts and is flat out lying to the American people on his Truth Social? And that's not choosing a side. That's just telling the damn truth. That's not choosing a side. That's just telling the damn truth. If the man is lying, he's just lying. I don't know what you want me to do about that. I know for sure, Valentino, you got to go because you're using slurs, and I don't do that in here. I don't care what side you're on. Um, so listen, the 10-point plan that Iran sent to them, right, was 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago. And so acting as if they just sent a 10-point plan to you now is crazy. Yeah, I know he's manipulating the market. I'm very aware, which is why Pete Hegseth is under investigation and a few other people, right? The strait is not open. The strait is open for other people, just not the United States of America and not Israel, right? Hey, Candace, what's up? Good to see you. So I just want to be very clear about this. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you know what you can do. You can just take your finger, put it on your phone, and swoop the fuck right out my live. That's all you got to do if you don't like what I'm saying. But what you won't be able to say is that anything that I'm saying isn't accurate, because it is. He gave them a 10-point plan that Iran did 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Pakistan doesn't get to confirm. It's Iran that has to confirm. And Iran hasn't confirmed shit. That was Pakistan asking the U.S. it was Pakistan asking the U.S. for this 2-week ceasefire. But Iran hasn't done anything. So, I'm just gonna, if you all could read what's coming from other places. All right. So this is what's so funny. And this is the truth of the matter. So places where I am willing to get my information today, Salam Abdul, places where I'm willing to get my information today is I'm just saying. So I will get my information today from from the Guardian, from Al Jazeera, from Hearts, from Dropsite, from ProPublica, from Politico. Like that's pretty much. Oh, and Zateo. So those are the primary places where I will go for fact-based information. Where I don't go is CBS and NBC and Fox News or any of that shit. I'm not doing any of that. And so the reality is that when I want to know, and the Associated Press is extremely slanted. So I'm just saying, okay. All right. So give me a second and I will bring some folks up since y'all are in the request box. And let me just tell you something, folks. I've already muted somebody. I've already blocked somebody out of my chat who doesn't like Donald Trump. And the reason I immediately blocked them is because they came in and they posted in the chat, Trump begins with an F, and it is a derogatory word for gay people, right? And so as soon as I saw it, boom, boom, you get blocked. So I want to be clear about something. If you are new to me, I have 4 things up top. 1, be respectful. 2, don't use any slurs. I don't care which side of the aisle you are on. If you use a slur, you will be kicked right the fuck up out of here. Okay? I don't care who you are. Number 3, don't spam my comments. And number 4, don't type in all caps. And the reason for that is all caps is reserved for my moderators and then my folks that are vision impaired. I have regular folks that are in here that do have visual disabilities. So I'm going to ask you to be respectful to those individuals. In other words, just act like a decent human being and we'll get along just fine. Okay? That's all you got to do, folks. All right. So we're going to dig in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring, I'm going to open up the panel. You coming over to the other app? Yeah, Crazy K, because it's like going nuts over here. And so what I will do, what's up, Michael? Good to see you. Hey, Nick and Vanessa. Hey, everybody. So the AP is saying that Iran accepted the proposal, but I want to see Hold on a second. That's not what is being said over here. So hold on. Oh, okay. Hold on, y'all. We gonna figure it out together. I still don't see it over here. Hold on. What, y'all don't have any other information but just that headline? There's no other thing. So the Associated Press just put out a headline that said Iran's Supreme National Security Council said it has accepted a 2-week ceasefire in the war. I don't like what else besides that headline, right? I don't know. And by the way, I don't even want to hear anything from the council. What I want to hear is from the IRGC. That's who I want to hear from, is the IRGC, because here's the difference between Iran and, yeah, babe. Was it an accident?
Yeah.
Okay. You're okay.
She got mad at me.
Okay, it was an accident. I got you. So listen, let me just say this to you all, okay? So, yes, you can. So listen, folks, things that are important for you to know, okay? So Iran, right? They do not operate the way we operate, okay? So the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, that's the military, and those are the only people that decide if there's a ceasefire. The civilian side of their government, the president, doesn't determine if there's a ceasefire. It's just really important that people understand that that is not the way that it works there. Well, so this has nothing to do, so that's my thing. And Donna Ski said, did Israel agree? I would imagine not, to be honest. Yes, Terrence Young, this is what happens when you start a war. Pakistan has been mediating, and Iran even said that they have been mediating. And so like that I'm not surprised, right? But let me just see. I still don't see. The only thing that I see on Al Jazeera. All right, so 1 minute ago, here's what they say. Okay, so now I don't know. So listen, it says that Iran's Supreme National Security Council confirms a ceasefire, and then it says that there's a 2-week ceasefire deal negotiated by Pakistan. The statement said that the ceasefire agreement was reached with the approval of Iran's new supreme leader. So that's the Ayatollah Khamenei, right? Which is the IRGC. And he says the statement said that this is a quote unquote victory for Iran, adding that negotiations for a permanent deal will be held in Islamabad. So they said more to follow. What I would imagine, and I'm just keeping it 100%, I don't believe the strait is opening. I just don't. I think that this is a 2-week ceasefire while they talk about the strait opening in 2 weeks. The strait is not opening right now, right? The strait is not opening right now. All right. So give me a second, folks. When I bring you up, put yourself on mute until I can get to you. There's quite a few of you guys in the chat. So give me just a second. Okay. Let me get some things. Salam alaikum salam. Let's see. I see you, Jamie. Thanks for balancing things out. Give me a second, folks. I'm trying to get some folks in here. Just put yourself on mute until I can get to you. That would be amazing. It's good. It's doing really weird things. Like I have hit accept 3 times for the same thing and it's acting crazy. But so this is my thing. I don't think that this reads the way that people think it, right. I'm just saying, Cam, it's doing it again. So Cam, there was one that was boy something something something, and I hit accept 3 different times, and it wasn't working, right? So, and if my understanding is correct, Iran has been bombing the shit out of Saudi tonight, Saudi Arabia as well. Oh, he just got up there, Sandy. So, okay. So what's up, DJK?
So there's I agree with you. There's a lot of misconception of what this actually means. So the 10-point plan is the framework of the permanent end to the war, right? So Trump has accepted that basically the 10-point proposal for a 2-week ceasefire. During this 2 weeks, they will go ahead and use that 10-point plan that Iran introduced weeks ago in order to reach a permanent end to the war. Now, essentially, the Strait of Hormuz will stay closed. Absolutely. Iran never committed to reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Basically, it's going to be in the negotiations, right?
Yep.
Iran made it. So can I go through the 10 points real quick?
Yeah.
If you don't mind?
Yeah.
All right. So basically, the United States has been forced to accept Iran's 10-point proposal, which includes a fundamental commitment to non-aggression, continued Iranian control over the Strait of Hormuz, acceptance of uranium enrichment, lifting all primary and secondary sanctions, termination of all Security Council and Board of Governors resolutions, compensation to Iran, withdrawal of U.S. combat forces from the region, and cessation of war on all fronts, including Lebanon, Palestine, Gaza, West Bank, whatever the case may be. Yeah, that's basically it. That is the 10-point plan.
So, and what people need to understand about this 10-point plan, it was sent to Iran. It was sent to the U.S. 2 weeks ago. This was sent 2 weeks ago to Iran. I'm trying to look for the exact date when it was sent. But this is the deal.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Huh?
Yeah. I say it was like 2 weeks
Yeah, it was
ago.
like 2 weeks ago, and I was looking for the exact date. Okay, so yeah, so when was the date though? I'm looking for this anyway. So
if you find out when the 15-point proposal was from Trump, it was literally the
very next day. Right, exactly. So hold on. Okay, here it is. So that was March the 24th. Trump administration offers 15-point ceasefire plan to Iran. Iran responded with this 10-point plan that they are just now talking about. Okay. So let me just be clear about this. He is trying to use this 10-point plan to pretend as if Iran offered this today, and that's the reason he's agreeing to a ceasefire. That's not what happened. He got this 10-point plan 12 days ago. 13 days ago on the 25th of March. So just so everyone is really clear about that, let me see if it shows it on here. Yeah, because hold on, stop. I'm putting that in my face. Yeah, this is literally just so. Okay, so hold on, you guys. So listen, no, Iran had a 10-point plan for real, and I'm going to go over it again. So listen, folks, let me share it with you all on here so that you guys can see the screen. Okay. Right. It was put out weeks ago. Exactly. So let me share this with you all. So, and everybody needs to just understand this. Okay. The president of the United States is manipulating facts in order to attempt to save face because his ass wrote a check his ass can't cash. That's as simple as I can make it. So what we know is that on the 24th of March, the president of the United States sent a 15-point proposal to Iran via Pakistan. What we know is the very next day, Iran sent back a 10-point proposal. And this is what the 10-point proposal said. Number one, guarantee that Iran will not be attacked again. Number two, permanent end to the war, not just a ceasefire. 3, an end to Israeli strikes in Lebanon. 4, lifting of all U.S. sanctions on Iran. 5, end to all regional fighting against Iranian allies. 6, Iran will reopen the Strait of Hormuz. 7, Iran would impose a $2 million fee per ship going through the strait. 8, Iran would split these fees with Oman. 9, Iran will establish rules for safe passage through Hormuz. And 10, Iran would use those fees for reconstruction instead of reparations. So that is the last one. DJK, is that the last one that you saw?
No, the last one I saw was the one that I was reading, which is a little bit different. So the one that you have is still accurate, right? So it's a 5-point, that one is 5 points of what Iran is demanding. If you look 1 through 5 is what Iran was demanding, and 6 through 10 is what Iran is willing to do in return.
So who reported that one?
So this is from the Iran Supreme National Security Council. So this is these are the 10 points proposal that the negotiations will happen on. The one that, and I can go through it again if you want. The only difference is that Iran is the acceptance of uranium enrichment for civilian use.
Yeah.
And then also, let me see. We talked about the compensation, withdrawal of U.S. combat forces from the region. Was that on the one that you read?
Yeah. So let me see. I'm going here. 1 second. I look at a couple of different places to see.
On a couple different also. I did see that it was approved by the new Supreme.
Yep, I saw that already. But here's what my understanding is. Good gosh, when is this one dated? This is what it looks like when your president doesn't know what he's doing.
The only difference between mine and the one that you read was the uranium enrichment.
Okay, I got you.
That's the only difference, but everything else is pretty much the same.
Okay, so 10 clauses: an end to the conflicts in the region, a protocol for safe passage through the strait, the lifting of sanctions and reconstruction. So this one's from the IRNA as well. The conflict has spread. So
it's pretty much the same exact thing.
It is. I think it's just worded differently. The important thing that I really want to stress to people, okay, is that what you see happening right now is the president of the United States attempting to act like he achieved a ceasefire with Iran when he did not. He did nothing different. Iran didn't capitulate because of the 8 p.m. deadline. That's not a thing. I will tell you what Iran had actually done. Iranian people literally hooked arms, holding an Iranian banner, right? And stood on the bridges of their country in solidarity with each other. That is what they did. They prepared for whatever was going to happen. This is not a case of, and I think that this is something that people need to understand. Iran is not the United States of America. They are not. They've been around a whole hell of a lot longer than we have. Listen, we wasn't even a blink in the British's eye at the time, okay? We weren't. And they are just built different. I don't know any other way to say that, you all, but they are built different. And I'm just being honest about that. They are built different. And so it's just really important for people to understand that they're not right. We wasn't even a twinkle, Helen. And so this is the reality. The president of the United States threatened to commit war crimes this morning, to commit a complete and entire genocide of an entire country.
Civilization.
And the Republican Party, the members of Congress, did not have the backbone, the integrity, the patriotism to come back to work and do what they should be doing to protect the United States of America. And the greatest threat to our country right now is two things: Israel and our government, our administration. Like, real talk. So you don't have to like the words that are coming out of my mouth, but they are in fact the truth. Okay. Congress. So to me, Congress is a greater threat than even Trump, because Congress is the reason that Trump is getting away with all of the things that he is saying. So no, for everybody that is asking, it is not still on for 8 p.m. tonight. It is not still on. And here's why it is not still on. Is they have spent the day trying to figure out how they can get out of the mess that the President of the United States has gotten us into. And so here's what they were able to sell to Donald Trump, because this is the way the people around him do. They have to handle him, right? And DJK, when I finish, I would love for you to tell me what you think, but this is the thing. So the people around him have to handle him. And so the way that they did that is said, all right, so listen, Iran gave us a 10-point plan 2 weeks ago. We can just say that this 10-point plan was given to us. Why is that important? Because most Americans have no idea that Iran proposed a 10-point plan 2 weeks ago, and they're not going to look it up, especially not his base. They are not going to look it up. They are not going to know that this isn't a new thing. They are going to believe that somehow Iran capitulated, and in an effort to prevent this 8 p.m. deadlining, they gave us a 10-point proposal for a ceasefire, and he agreed out of the goodness of his heart. That is not what has occurred. What has occurred is the President of the United States has been told by the folks around him, we cannot do this shit. We cannot do it. You're going to have to find a way to back us out and save face at the same time. And so this is the thing that they have found. This is the propaganda. This is the opportunity for them to make it sound feasible so that enough people believe it. But the truth of the matter is, it's real simple. Iran wasn't going to blink ever. The Strait of Hormuz is not open today. It is open for some people, but it's been open for those people anyway, right? The Strait has been open for China. The Strait has been open for India. The Strait has been open for Russia. The Strait has been open for a lot of folks, except for Israel and the U.S. Okay? So, and the Strait's not going to be open. Come here, sissy. What happened? So they're going to meet in 2 weeks. That's what's going to happen. And in 2 weeks, if they are able to agree on all of those points, then Iran will open the Strait.
I agree. Can I just add a couple things to that?
Yep.
So I will say this. So Iran has been very, very, very transparent throughout the last 38 days or so. Anytime that the U.S. Claims that there are negotiations, just recently the U.S. proposed a 48-hour ceasefire. Iran has been extremely transparent. They address it immediately. They announce their response immediately. That is the difference between what Iran has been doing and the United States has been doing. Right? We actually have been going on channels talking about this since the beginning, that Iran will not budge. They're going to stand 10 toes down on what they deem is the appropriate action, right? And what they're going to go for what their demands are, and they're going to wait until their demands are met. So yes, I agree fully, right? That Trump, and we were actually saying this last night at A-Money's Live, right? Is that that Trump has been looking for an exit ramp. Yep. He really has been looking for an exit ramp for weeks now. And at the same time, he is trying to save ego face and so on and so forth in front of the American people. That's also what that address was the other day at the 9 p.m. Eastern address at the White House, if you remember.
Yep.
That was all to save face, right? To kind of appeal to the Americans and the American population and so on and so forth. And here it is. They found a way, which I'm good with it. Iran is still ultimately, and I hate to even use the word win-lose, but Iran literally made the U.S. bend. I'm going to be real with you. Iran did make the U.S. bend
They did.
to what they want. You're absolutely right. The strait is not open to the U.S. and Israel. It is open to Russia, China, Pakistan, India, France, amongst many others that are not in support of this aggression on Iran or allies of the U.S. and Israel in that sense of supporting it. There is a cost,
This
by
is
the way.
what I want.
There is a cost, a $2 million toll to go through that strait.
Yep.
So I wanted to add that. One other thing, Dani, somebody asked in the comments if I can just respond. They asked, what will happen after the 2 weeks is up? So this is the way that I've read into this, okay? So this 10-point plan is the framework for an end to the war. This is just a ceasefire, right?
Yep.
That the U.S. and Iran can now sit at the table and pretty much use this 10-point plan as the framework. They agree on it, then that's it. It's over. It's a permanent end. If they do not agree on it, then it will resume.
So let me give you the deal, because two things have been said. And then I will bring some more folks up to the panel and let Gina get in here. So this is the statement from the Supreme National Security Council of Iran. And it says, and this is about the negotiations and the 2-week ceasefire. It says, these negotiations will begin in Islamabad with complete distrust of the American side. And Iran will allocate 2 weeks for these negotiations. This time can be extended by agreement of the parties. It is necessary to maintain complete national unity during this period and to continue the celebrations of victory with strength. The current negotiations are national negotiations and a continuation of the field, and it is necessary for all people, elites, and political groups to trust and support this process, which is under the supervision of the revolutionary leaders and the highest levels of the system, and to strictly avoid any divisive statements. If the surrender of the enemy in the field becomes a decisive political achievement in the negotiations, we will celebrate this great historical victory together. Otherwise, we will fight side by side in the field until all the demands of the Iranian nation are achieved. Our hands are on the trigger. And as soon as the slightest mistake by the enemy is made, it will be responded to with full force. Now, does that sound like Iran has capitulated? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They said, I'm just going to tell you right now, we don't trust you at all. So the minute that you don't follow all of these things, we're going to come for that ass. That's just my summary.
Dani, have you seen, so I'm sorry, I'll make it super quick because I know Gina wants to say something. So I think there's a little bit of confusion also. People are saying that Israel is part of this deal and so on and so forth. I have not seen a statement coming out of the Netanyahu camp, the Israeli government, stating that they are going to cease targeting Iran, Lebanon, or the allies, what Iran calls allies, which includes Gaza. I have not seen that. So this is how I see it, right? Iran will stop targeting U.S. bases, facilities, infrastructure in the Gulf region. This is how I read into it.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case and Israel does not come out and basically make a statement saying they are part of the ceasefire, Iran will continue to target Israel.
Yes.
No doubt about it, because Israel will continue to target Iran and Lebanon and so on and so forth.
Yes.
That in itself will be more devastating, Dani, for Israel, because now Iran can put all of its focus and munitions, and we will start to see 200, possibly 300 missiles and drones flying in a wave. I'm just putting that out there. So,
right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gina.
No,
not DJ.
No, you took my talking point because that's what I came up with.
I'm so sorry, Gina.
No,
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. You hit the nail on the head because Israel has not agreed to anything and has not said anything.
Right.
So, and the last thing I heard last week, Israel said that they're going to continue, even if Trump pulls out.
Yes, they have said that.
What does the agreement means then?
So,
That's my point.
and DJK, so this is part of the things that I've thought about is that because this is what everybody is talking about right now as I'm looking at these updates, is everybody's talking about the fact that Lebanon is not, it doesn't appear, they don't think that Lebanon has been included in this deal. And my thing is, if that's the case, it's going to be what it's going to be. So, Pappy, there is no 21 minutes. There's nothing going to happen at 8 p.m. There's no 21 minutes. It's Tuesday, and the president of the United States wanted tacos. So it's Taco Tuesday. Like I said it later this afternoon. I literally put up a post. So I look at the Iran Army's X account, right? Mm-hmm. And so let me tell you what they gave today. So, and this has been over the last couple of days. And I just took screenshots of a few of the things that they have been talking about, right? And here's what it says. 1 day ago, dear Americans, your president is a pedophile, end quote. Trump, open this damn Strait of Hormuz. Iran, we have lost the keys. This is off their X account. And then they have an image. Hold on. I'm telling you, they not playing. And so let me show you. Hold on. And then they have an image of two Iranian soldiers. One of them has their hand on Trump's shoulder, right? Just look at him in his face. And it says, Trump. This is Trump saying, Iran has 48 hours to open the strait. And Iran, we aren't opening shit, bro.
Did you see the new Lego movie today?
Yep. So hold on. I got to get there. Dear Americans, your president is Netanyahu and Trump is his puppet. And then they went on. This is another one. Seems like 90% of X is supporting Iran. Next, breaking. And they have a picture of Gaza being decimated, right? And it says, breaking. The people who did this to Gaza are deeply concerned that Iran might have broken international law, right? They not playing. And then he says, and then it says, this is a few hours ago, dear Americans, your president is a madman. And then the next one says, and they planned and Allah planned. And Allah is the best of planners. Quran 3:54. And then their last one said, dear Americans, Iran does not have the missile range to strike your country. If an attack occurs, it would most likely be carried out by your own government or Israel. And all of that is facts on facts on facts. So anybody that thinks that this is Iran somehow bowing to the United States of America, it is not the case. In any way, shape, or form, it is not the case. And go ahead, Gina.
That's why the UAE and Saudi Arabia won't get involved because of Israel. They don't want to look like they're on the side of Israel. People don't understand. Everybody in the Middle East hates
tell me later.
Israel.
Yes.
And that is why they're taking the punishment they're not friends with Iran either. But they'll take some punishment for Iran because they don't want to look like they're on the side of Israel.
Just real quick, Gina, the UAE
Iran hasn't attacked anyone in over 50 years.
Right.
They have been attacked. Okay.
Go ahead, DJK.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Gina, just to respectfully correct something, the UAE is 100% on the side of Israel. 100%. No doubt about that in my mind at all. They've actually made it very clear. They've actually been calling on Trump to escalate attacks. More recently, they were even stating that they might join in on the fight.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I'm just
so
saying they on the
Saudi's
side of the United States. I'm just saying where they won't physically attack themselves because they don't want to look like with their people they're on the side of Israel, but they are on the side of Trump for sure, United States. But they don't want to get physically involved.
Gina, I'll be real with you, and I swear I'm just being completely honest. I talk to a lot of people from the UAE as well. They actually are Israeli puppets and American puppets, right? And I'm just being real. But when we're talking about Saudi actually is currently reconsidering, right? Having the U.S. there, as well as wanting to withdraw their investments and cancel for future contracts.
Yeah, because they thought they wasn't going to be protected by the United States.
They did, but absolutely
protected, right?
Saudi also more recently was reaching out to Ukraine through Europe to sign a defense pact, right? Pursuing a defense pact with Ukraine without consulting the United States of America. Marco Rubio came out, condemned it, and started talking a lot of trash. This was also right after, if you remember, Dani, when Trump said something to the MBS, the Crown Prince, you need to be kissing my ass or something like that.
He said, you didn't think. Yeah. So here's what happened. So several days ago, there was a Saudi Arabia backed event in Miami for investors. Mm-hmm. And Trump was on the stage, and he was talking about the Crown Prince being a great guy, this, that, and the other. And then the Saudi prince said and then Donald Trump said, yeah, he didn't know he was going to be kissing my ass. He thought I was just going to be another American president that could be pushed around. He didn't know he was going to, that he was going to have to do what I said and listen to me and whatever. But he literally said that the Saudi prince did not know he was going to be kissing Donald Trump's ass. And I thought as soon as he said that, I said, you're about to get fucked up. And listen, it doesn't matter. I don't know when it's happening, but I will tell you that it is happening. You do not get to say to the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, you didn't know you were going to be kissing my ass at his event. You don't get to do that.
Well, that's true.
And here's my thing. There were people that were saying things like, oh, they're not going to hold all that. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And this is the things that I need for people to understand. They do not think like Americans. They do not think like Americans. Respect is a whole different ball game.
Honor, right. They're really into that honor.
They are into honor and they are into respect, 100%. And I don't think that Americans get that because in this country, most people will just I'm not saying all people, but a lot of people in this country will drop their honor for a fucking buck.
Yeah.
That's not the way that it works over there. They believe in honor. They believe in respect. And so they don't, it's just a different thing. And so what people do not understand, so for everybody that doesn't get it, listen, for everybody that doesn't get it, Iranian people are Persia. The Persians.
Persians, yes.
Persians. Y'all know how long Persians been around? Just,
5,000 years.
So listen, I need y'all to understand, how long has the United States of America been around?
200 years.
We don't know shit. And there is something about, so listen, the same way that they talk about, that we carry the trauma and the experiences of our ancestors in our DNA. So do they.
Exactly.
So do they. And they have thousands of years of that DNA. And that's a different type of DNA. That is a different type of honor and upbringing and belief and faith. It is a whole different thing. And this is what I don't think that people really understand about their commitment. Listen, in the United States of America, many people join the military because that's the only way they're going to college, or that's the only way they're getting out of their small town. That's their only way out of rural podunk, wherever.
Buy property, buy home.
Or to get the VA home loan or get free health care or whatever. The military takes advantage of the poverty that our government creates. I'm just keeping it real as a veteran. And so understand something. That is a different thing than other countries. That is a different thing. There is a definitive pride in, let me just tell y'all something right now. If somebody said to the United States of America today, we're gonna bomb your bridges and get rid of your civilization, here's what I know ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna see hundreds of thousands of Americans locking arms, holding a flag on bridges. I can tell you, you're not gonna see that. You're not gonna see that. I'm just, am I lying? No, I'm not lying.
No, you are not.
No. People gonna be like, absolutely not. Shit. And there's a lot of people gonna say, could you just open up more? Listen, Canada, Mexico, can you open a border? Like real, like I'm just saying. And the thing about that is I'm not saying anything bad about the people in this country. I'm saying that the government of this country has done such a shitty job of taking care of its people that the loyalty does not exist to its people the way that it does in other places.
True. That's facts.
I'm just telling you.
That's fact.
Ain't nobody getting on no damn bridge.
I have a question for you guys too, and I hate to say this, but I'm speaking with my truth. It's hard to believe anything that comes out of Trump or his administration's mouth.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid, and I'm praying that I'm wrong. I really do. The airplane.
Hello there.
Give me a second. Put yourself on mute until Gina finishes. Go ahead, Gina.
The pilot that was lost and then was rescued
Mm-hmm.
by our media. Okay. And then you're looking at other foreign media, they're not quite believing that story. Okay. And with the plane that they're showing, the destruction of aircrafts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Trump had first said that no aircraft was lost.
Right.
It was successful, 100%. No loss of life or equipment. He said.
Mm-hmm.
Then when it came out, I think it was Hesek or Sam said, the plane was destroyed by them, so they don't get our technology or something.
Mm-hmm.
So again, they lie so much. So why did they have to destroy anything if nothing was lost or crashed?
Okay, so I was having this conversation with a military friend of mine. I served with him. He was in the Pentagon on 9/11, and I had sent him a recap from another veteran, right? An analysis of all the things. Yeah, DJK. And I said, what do you think of this? Right? And he said, I was just texting some other folks about this last night. And he said, I think that this is spot on. And so basically, this is the deal. Not only did we have the F-15 shot down, we had 2 Black Hawks that also were damaged. We had a ship that was damaged. We had all of those things. And let me tell you what doesn't happen. The United States of America does not send 2 C-130s for a search and rescue mission. That is not what we do. We don't send 100 people for a search and rescue mission.
Under the cover of rescue.
So here's the thing, that we had 2 things happening. We were going, so let me so listen, y'all got to pay attention, because this is the reason that General George was made to, in my opinion, to retire, is because I believe he said no to this dumbass plan to go after enriched uranium in Iran.
Yeah.
And so he was forced out. Somebody else that's a loyalist said yes. And then they got their asses handed to them a little bit. Got shot down. They said, well, we all here anyway. We need to go rescue our person and then come on back. Iran said 100%. We're the ones who took that out. We took that vessel out. And let me just tell you something. I believe Iran over Pete Hegseth and the President of the United States.
That's the sad state we're in, and that's where they have took us.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, and that's why I wanted your opinion. Because what they're saying and what foreign governments are saying, I'm ashamed that I believe the foreign governments, but I'm not ashamed because I was forced to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Because they lie so damn much.
The problem is go ahead, DJK.
I'll make it super quick.
Did we really get the man back, the soldier back?
So it was 2 of them, and we did, but not that AI picture that's going around.
Right.
Because what they're saying, and that's kind of hard to believe too. Okay, but like I said, I really hope I'm wrong. I hope we have him back and he's safe. But they're saying where the plane crashed, it was over 120 miles or something.
110. It was 108.5
miles, and then he would have injured whatever the injury was. There's been different information out there about his injuries, but he climbed up
2 kilometers.
2 kilometers up a mountain, injured and tucked away. And they're saying that it's not true. And again, he had to be Superman. Even if the crash happened, like I said, you don't know when they eject where they're going to be. But even 50 miles, he had to be close to the mountain to hike up the mountain. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
And they said the plane, the ejection should have took him not even close to that.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead, DJ
No way. There's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way even the best Olympic sprinter or whatnot can sprint 110 miles in a matter of 24 hours and then climb up a steep mountain that's 2 kilometers tall, right? So the operation was basically, they tried to conduct this operation, this uranium extraction. I believe it was in Isfahan. At the Natanz facility, right? And they believed that the enriched uranium was there, which I don't believe it was there at all, to be quite honest with you. Anyhow, I don't think Iran would keep it there, knowing that the U.S. would be trying to extract and so on and so forth. I personally do not believe any of the narrative that the United States has put out in regards to this mission at all. I agree with Dani. The 2 Black Hawk helicopters. There was also a couple of Chinooks as well, Dani, right?
Yeah.
There was the KC-135. There was C-130, the F-15, the F-16. There was way too much going on. Now, it is not unusual, though, for the United States to bomb their own planes, right? To get rid of the technology so it doesn't fall into enemy hands, okay? But yeah, the story does not make sense at all. And then one thing that you stated as far as believing a foreign government, so this is how I go about it. The Iranian government has actually been completely transparent. Everything that they said they were going to do, they've done it. Everything that has happened, they've shown it. For instance, when they're not the ones calling for these satellite imagery companies or whatnot to do a blackout, right? So the U.S. actually more recently with this company, I think it's called Point Something, is calling to don't show any of the satellite imagery of the damaged areas. Iran has never done that.
Right.
Iran consistently wants to be transparent. So I believe the Iranian government over our government all day, every day.
Okay, so let me get Nadia in the conversation as well. Nadia, I know you wanted to say something. Nadia, there you go. We can't hear you. Nadia. I saw you text that you wanted to say something, but we can't hear you if you're talking. Here, I'm going to drop you down and just rejoin and I'll bring you back up and we'll see if that fixes whatever the issue is. So I want to just pause for a second because I do need to tell you all something that is happening right now. Okay. So listen. So, at first, this makes me so angry. So Israel hasn't come out and said like an official response, but some statements were put out on Israeli media that said that Israel recognized the fact that the ceasefire was going through and that they were going to go along with it. Now, after Israel has said they recognize it's going to happen, they're going to go on with it. Literally 20 minutes ago, Israel is now saying that Iran has launched more missiles against their country. Can you hear me now? Yeah, Nadia. 1 second. Let me finish this update. So Israel says, "Oh yeah, we know that the ceasefire is going through. We're willing to go along with it." And then they turned right around and said, "But Iran has now fired missiles at us, so our defensive systems are operating to intercept the threat." So I just don't believe that. And this is
no agreement.
Yeah. So go ahead, Nadia.
Let's keep it real. Israel is not looking forward to ending this hypothetical war because it hasn't even been approved by Congress. So we're fighting a war that hasn't even been justified to begin with. So Israel is not looking at all to end this war. They're just hyping up this gentleman that is suffering from dementia in order for him to keep on fighting a war that they are not capable of fighting themselves. And it's just pathetic and it's sad because this shouldn't even be happening right now. And then on top of that, we have just so much disinformation. We have a Pete Hegseth that is supposedly in our Department of Defense, and now he calls it the Department of War, that has no credentials, has no type of tenure, no type of experience to be handling a department that with so much gravity and so much seriousness like this department, which is the Pentagon. So again, we have a whole bunch of people that are in this administration that are not qualified to handle the position that they're handling it, and yet nothing is being done. And this guy is going to take us, what he's done is basically put us in chaos.
But he is doing exactly what Trump is telling. Trust me, he is not.
Of course, I agree with you 100%. But what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, it's not convenient for Israel, for Trump to say, or for the United States to say, oh yeah, I'm backing out of this war. Because at the end of the day, the one that's feeding him all this misinformation is Israel, Netanyahu.
Hold on one second, because I just need to find something. 1 second. Because what I read that came from Iran is not what Trump has posted on Truth Social.
Did he just post another post right now?
Yeah. So listen. So
that's what I'm saying. They always contradiction each other.
yeah. So hold on. Let me. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me read to you what has said. So 18 minutes ago, the President of the United States posted on Truth Social, and he says, official statement of Iran. And then it says, on behalf of the Islamic Republic of Iran, I express gratitude and appreciation for my dear brothers, H.E. Prime Minister of Pakistan, Sharif, and H.E. Field Marshal Munir for their tireless efforts to end the war in the region. In response to the brotherly request of PM Sharif in his tweet, and considering the request by the U.S. for negotiations based on its 15-point proposal, as well as announcement by POTUS about acceptance of the general framework of Iran's 10-point proposal as a basis for negotiations, I hereby declare on behalf of Iran's Supreme National Council, if attacks against Iran are halted, our powerful armed forces will cease their defensive operations. For a period of 2 weeks, safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz will be possible via coordination with Iran's armed forces and with due consideration of technical limitations. Now, here's the issue that I have with that. The other statement that he is not posting from the Supreme National Security Council is the one that I read to you earlier. And this is what it says. This is about the negotiations, okay? And these are the conditions for the ceasefire. I'm reading verbatim, quote, these negotiations will begin in Islamabad with complete distrust of the American side. And Iran will allocate 2 weeks for these negotiations. This time can be extended by agreement of the parties. It is necessary to maintain complete national unity during this period and to continue the celebrations of victory with strength. The current negotiations are national negotiations and a continuation of the field, and it is necessary for all people, elites, and political groups to trust and support this process, which is under the supervision of the revolutionary leaders and the highest levels of the system, and to strictly avoid any divisive statements. If the surrender of the enemy in the field becomes a decisive political achievement in the negotiations, we will celebrate this great historical victory together. Otherwise, we will fight side by side in the field until all the demands of the Iranian nation are achieved. Our hands are on the trigger, and as soon as the slightest mistake by the enemy is made, it will be responded to with full force. Now, that is not what Donald Trump posted. So there are two different statements, and it's really important that, if my understanding is correct, DJK, the statement that he posted is from the civilian side of Iran.
Mm-hmm.
And then the statement that is over here, the Supreme National Security Council, would be on the military side. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But can I just, so in regards to the one that Trump just stated, right?
Yep.
So basically what he added, and I didn't see it, I'm just listening to what you're saying. He added the 15-point plan now, right? And originally he was talking about, in his initial statement, it was they were going to go with the 10-point plan as the framework. Now he's adding the 15-point plan, correct?
Well, so this is what he says is the statement. He's saying that this is the statement, and it's a screenshot. I can show it to you. He said, so let me just tell you, this is what he says is coming from Syed Abbas Araghchi.
Araghchi.
Yes, Araghchi.
Mhm.
And so this is who this statement is supposed to be from. And here's what it says. In response to the brotherly request of PM Sharif in his tweet, and considering the request by the U.S. for negotiations based on its 15-point proposal, as well as announcement by POTUS about the acceptance of the general framework of Iran's 10-point proposal as a basis for negotiations, then he's saying, okay, this is what we'll do. But it's only because you accepted the framework of the 10 points that we've agreed to the 2-week ceasefire. That's what he's saying.
He's reaffirming what we were saying about the Strait. The Strait will remain closed unless these negotiations continue to go well, and then we can meet a permanent end to the war. And then just real quick, Dani, I want to add something in regards to what you were saying, and I'll make it super quick. In regards to Israel being hit. So Iran actually launched a salvo of missiles prior, literally like right minutes before the Trump statement came out about the ceasefire and so on. So that's probably what those missiles were.
So now I need to see what CNN said, because he is freaking out over some headline that CNN posted. Yes, he's freaking out about something that CNN posted. He says it was leaked from Nigeria. What the hell? What's the headline he's so mad about? Because all I see is U.S. Iran agreed to 2-week ceasefire. That's the only headline I see.
But I don't know if Trump is upset because the Democrats are demanding an emergency session of Congress. We're going to call them back.
Yeah,
because again, and our NATO, a couple countries in NATO has accused Trump of the war crimes from threatening to wipe them out. So I don't know if that's what he's upset, because that's what CNN was reporting earlier, that Trump, is upset, having a breakdown in the White House.
So give me a second. Hold on. Just give me a second to read this for a second. So what I would imagine is it's this post. I would imagine that it is this article. Let me see. The false statement was linked and blared out as legitimate headline. The official statement about Iran. So this is not it, because this is something about Iran. This is something about Iran, because this is what he says. The alleged statement put out on CNN World News is a fraud, as CNN well knows. The false statement was linked to a fake news site from Nigeria, and of course, immediately picked up by CNN and blared out as a quote-unquote legitimate headline. The official statement by Iran was just released and posted on Truth below. Authorities are looking to determine whether or not a crime was committed on the issuance of the fake CNN World statement, or was it a sick rogue player? He keeps wanting to jail people in the press, y'all. CNN is being ordered to immediately withdraw this statement with full apologies for their usual terrible reporting. Results of the investigation will be announced in the future. President Donald J. Trump. So apparently it's something to do with a headline that CNN World News put out regarding Iran. And the only thing that I see, it just says U.S. and Iran agreed to 2-week ceasefire. I don't see anything else. I'm looking. I don't see anything else that CNN World has put out. All they put out was U.S. and Iran. So it says updated at 8:06. It is 8:08. So I don't know what the headline was before that. But we shall see. So here's my thing, folks. What I would imagine is it is probably you're welcome, Nadia. Appreciate you. So y'all have so much going on in these comments. It's hard to keep up with everything. But listen, so let me see. Thank you, Rosa. Hold on.
Do you want me to make a mod now?
Oh, yes. Go ahead, DJK. Perfect.
Welcome in, guys. Welcome in to everybody here. Please make sure that you are joining Dani's fan club. Send your daily heartbeat. It's right there up next to her name, Dani7th. If it is gray, that means you haven't sent yours yet. So hit it, make it orange, and then click it again and claim your points on that. Make sure you're liking the live. Let's get it up to 200,000. Share the live out to at least 15 different people in your friend group. Repost the live and share it to your story. That way we can continue to get more people in here so we can share raw news that is unpropagandized. There you go, Dani.
Thank you. Appreciate you, DJK. So, okay. And so the person who just asked me if I'm a lesbian in the comments. So I just need you to understand that it's very weird to be asking people about their schmexual preferences. I don't know if it's because you're interested, but I'm not interested. And if your mother never told you, asking those types of questions aren't really like, it's not the flex, and it makes you look a little weird, right? It makes me wonder, like, are you allowed to live near schools and parks, or do you have to turn out your lights on Halloween? Like, that's the kind of vibe you're giving, my guy, because people don't ask those questions. It's just very weird. It's very weird.
It's funny what we was talking about earlier, Dani. Respect and honor. They have none to even think about asking that question.
I'm just saying,
no honor. It
gives like turn out your lights on Halloween vibe, and I can't go to parks and things like that. Okay, so here's what the headline was. Thank you, y'all coming through, and I love that. So here was the CNN headline. Quote, Iran claims victory, says it forced U.S. to accept 10-point plan. And that would be accurate. Like, that would be accurate. That would be accurate. That's the damn truth. So now, here's the difference. CNN capitulated, and they changed their headline, right? Iran didn't capitulate and made them take that 10-point plan. So I'm just telling y'all, that's the deal. So this is why. So when, again, you ask me why I don't trust U.S. mainstream media, it is because they cater to a president that has zero integrity, zero honesty, zero emotional intelligence, much less like intellectual, strategic intelligence. And so I cannot trust what they say, period. There is a reason that the majority of our news, appreciate you, Carrie, are owned by the same 5 or 6 parent companies. There's a reason that Bibi Netanyahu said he hopes that the Ellison purchase of TikTok goes through. There's a reason, because they want to make sure you aren't getting the accurate information. The problem that they have is that you cannot control the media anymore. You can't, folks. Social media is going to be here, and people are going to have access to information, and you can't, this is not the 1950s. You can't put it back in a box. It just doesn't happen, right? So just to be clear, right, that this is where we are. And I'll tell you, I read to you both statements. the one that the president put out from one side, and then the other statement that was put out by the Iran National Security Council, which is completely different. Okay, so this is just the reality, and I need for people to understand this is not the end. Yeah, it is the 10 points. So let me just be clear. These are the 10 points, okay, that Iran wants as the framework for any negotiations about a permanent ceasefire. Okay. And so they have accepted those 10 points as the framework for that discussion. Now, yeah, I did, and we'll do it again. Yeah, I did, and I'll do it again. So give me 1 second.
Dani, I'm so sorry, real quick. I gotta drop down. I'm getting so many shares. People are like asking for me to go update them also on the other lives.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you for bringing me up.
Yeah.
I'll come back and check you out here in a little bit if you're still open.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely, DJK.
Go ahead, drop me down.
Appreciate you, DJK. All right, so give me 1 second, and I will. He mad right now. I'm sorry. It tickles me when I see him throw a tantrum. But give me 1 second. So what I want, gosh, I have so many tabs open over here now. Give me 1 second, because I had the 6-point plan pulled, the 10-point plan pulled up. And let me see if this is it. This is not the one that listed them out really, really good. Let me see what this one is. Nope. That's not the one. This one is from Gulf Business, and this is what they say. The 10-point plan, the 10-point peace plan is number one, guarantee that Iran will not be attacked again. Number two, a permanent end to the war, not just a ceasefire. Number three, Israel has to stop striking Lebanon. 4, lift all U.S. sanctions off of Iran. 5, into all regional fighting against Iranian allies. Iran reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Iran would impose a $2 million fee per ship because they don't have the votes. Deliberately woke. They don't have the votes to impeach him. We have a majority House and Senate that is Republican. They don't have the votes to impeach him. Iran will split these fees with Oman. Iran would establish rules for safe passage through Hormuz, and then Iran would use Hormuz fees for reconstruction instead of reparations. And so that's it. Okay. So those are the 10 points, and I'm going to look to see if I can find them like detailed in any other way. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 sec, folks. Yeah, so I don't think that you understand how it works, Mike. So they will get all of that, or the strait will not open. They will get all of that, or the strait will not open. Like nothing changed about this scenario, y'all. Nothing has changed. You can be like, oh, Trump won. They're not getting all of that. Okay, well, just wait and see. Just wait and see.
I got another question for you, Dani.
Yes.
With Trump taking out the sanction and allowing Iran to sell oil in Russia, I still don't understand that. That don't make no damn sense. If you're at war with a country and trying to hurt them, why are you going to help them economically, first of all?
Yeah.
And there was no toll on the strait before their attack. So they're making money on the oil and the shipping too.
Yes.
So make that make sense. How do you, even an idiot knows you don't help your enemy.
Okay.
So he's helping his enemy.
He is.
So can you make sense to me? Make that make sense to me?
No, that's the answer.
Oh, okay.
Is because it makes no fucking sense, but I can tell you why he did it. I mean, it will not make sense, but I can tell you why he did it, because it makes no damn sense no matter why you did it, right? But the reality is, okay, so he was receiving and is still receiving global pressure because of the increase in oil prices, right? Period. And in order to alleviate some of that pain, he needed to give things up. Is this me, Kamala? Hell yeah, I hope so. She's brilliant, gorgeous, and joyful. So if you think I'm her, thank you for the compliment, bro. But anyway, so this was just to kind of ease the pain a little bit about what we're all experiencing, like real talk. That's it. So this is what people need to understand about this whole situation. It is a huge global thing. And just so everyone knows, China purchases 90% of Iran's oil. They making a killing.
Right.
And ready. And this is what people don't understand. Yeah, so listen, he's manipulating the markets as well for his friends. Yeah, that's why the Secretary of Defense is under investigation. That's true. That's true. And listen, y'all, two things can be true at the same time, right? So you have to understand, when your quote unquote allies do not come bail you out, when you said y'all need to come help us open the strait, and they said, nah, bruh, you ain't asked us about this. Right. You on your own, right? They said, no, thank you. We would not. And then on top of that, our quote unquote allies said, no, you cannot use our airspace or your bases in our country to attack Iran. That's some shit, y'all. If y'all don't understand how the global dynamics have changed, it's crazy. People's Champ, you say they're using terrorism to keep it closed. We use terrorism that made them close it.
Exactly.
So let me just be clear. We use terrorism, and in response to the terrorism, they closed the strait.
And how do you expect our allies to help us when we was in the wrong in the first place?
I have no idea.
Trump did exactly what Russia did to Ukraine. So the allies are saying, no, just because you got the biggest boom booms don't make you the biggest, baddest thing. We said we'll help you if you are attacked, not if you go attack other countries.
So here's what I'm going to do. There are a lot of people that are in the request box. So folks, when I bring you up, when I bring you up, please put yourself on mute until I get to you. Okay. Put yourself on mute until I get to you. All right. That would be amazing. Okay.
If you need let somebody else. Thanks for having me up. But yeah, you answered, and DJ made me think I'm not crazy.
No, you're not crazy. Appreciate you, Gina. Give me a second, folks. I got you. You too. So give me 1 second. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Y'all got to let me do one thing at a time. Whew. Because there's quite a few folks in this box. And I'm not really sure what this is going to be like, because sometimes when I'm saying yes to people, it's not bringing them up. So we'll just see if this works. It keeps saying connecting, and then sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. Good evening, everybody that is joining. Welcome. Glad to have you. I do, Laura. It is in the fridge. I do. It is in the fridge, and I will be indulging. You can best believe that. All right. So give me 1 second. I think I've got enough folks. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start in the order in which I brought folks up, and then we'll kind of go into some things some more. So listen. So first of all, I need to say this to Rosie and my folks that are over here on Facebook and that are on YouTube. I appreciate you all for holding me down and giving me the CNN headline, because I was looking everywhere and they had already changed it. So, oh, I appreciate that, Brad Short. I appreciate that. All right. So let me see. Who have I got first? The Economad. Good evening, sir. What you got?
Hey, how are you? Thank you for accepting my request. I don't know. Did you ever get a chance to read Michelle Obama's Becoming book?
No, I didn't.
Well, she makes this statement about not feeling at first being smart enough to be in the room with all these people.
I know this quote though. I've heard her talk about it.
I think that's where I'm at. I've got to. We just have to accept that they're just dumb. Like it's not. There's no think tank. I mean, there's really no rationale. It's just grift. There's no thought about it. We keep trying to come up with think pieces and rationale and logic, and there isn't. It's just emotional. A lot of ignorance and hubris, and that's all I got to say is that I've resigned to the fact that that's a reality, that stupid people at times can be placed in pivotal positions.
Hold on one second. Mila, come here, please. She's tired. Come here, sis. I have grandbabies, y'all. I have 3 of them. And this is the littlest one, who is also going to be my EGOT. Just so y'all know. It may say devastating, and it probably isn't. Okay, hey, stop. Tell me what's wrong.
It's me.
Okay, so you go tell Bella to come here and stop crying. Hey, listen, look at me. Look at me. There's no need to fake cry. Okay? Look at me. There's no need to fake cry. I know you're okay and you have my attention, okay? Thank you. Mila, I said you don't need to do that. I hear you. I told you. EGOT. She could turn it on. Like, just like that. So she's all right. But if y'all been with me for a long time, y'all know. Those of y'all who know, you know. Okay, so anyway. Okay, so in response to that, so this is my thing. It kind of, so listen, I believe that there are some smart people, and I'm going to give you an example. Okay. Russell Vaught is not a dumb individual. He's a smart person. I believe that Kevin Roberts is a smart person. There are people with brains that are part of this, right? That's why they created the Federalist Society. That's why they created ALEC. That's why they created the Heritage Foundation. Okay. The thing is, in addition to those things, right? Many of them are also bigoted. Many of them are also nationalist. Some of them are white nationalists. Some of them are Christian nationalists, and some of them are Zionists, right? And so what you have is competing agendas within the Trump organization, right? You have competing agendas, and that is why the party is a little fractured at the moment. And to be honest, here's the thing about the Democratic Party, is that while they might be intelligent and book smart, they are always reactive instead of proactive, right? They are never taking the offensive position. They are always so busy worrying about what the other side is doing. They are not busy enough formulating their own plan, their own messaging, their own strategy, their own kind of country. Like, what is the country that so this is what I say all the time. I know for sure the type of country that they desire to create. And I know how bad they want it. They want it bad enough to get over 50 conservative think tanks together to write a 900-page playbook on how to create the country that they desire. I cannot say the same thing for the Democratic Party. I don't know what kind of world they want to create, because I don't think that the party itself knows what they want to create, because the umbrella is so big that they have. Here's the difference between the two, because the Democratic Party also has competing ideologies. The difference, though, is the Republican Party will say, we might have competing ideology, but we'll agree on at least one point, and that's the money. We'll agree on one point, and that's this, right? and then they will get behind whatever candidate can give them the position of power. Democrats don't do that, right?
So there was a movie in 1970, I want to say 6, called Trick Baby. You guys should Google it. There's a dinner scene. It's about a black person that's passing for white. And he's sitting down at a dinner table. It's a fancy, wealthy mansion, and the black folks are serving. And they're having this discussion that you just pointed out, but that's the point of the scene. They're all at the table. They're all eating. The Democrats still eat. Like, they don't have to pass legislation. They don't have to be productive, because if the white supremacists or people that are bigoted or Project 2025 goes through, it doesn't essentially affect them in a negative way. Part of the constituency it does, us, African Americans and marginalized group, but at large, it doesn't. And the reason I say it's dumb is because at some point, this extractive system implodes. It's not sustainable. And if your hubris or bigotry or hierarchy thinking keeps you from understanding economic sensibility to where you're extracting so much you can't continue, then it's dumb. It doesn't matter how intelligent you are or where your bona fides come from. You've allowed your bias to be supreme to your logic.
Yeah. So listen, they love to write projects. It's one of the reasons why I wrote the project I wrote, right? Because I got tired of sitting around waiting on somebody else to do something, right? So here's the thing about, they asked for the name of the movie again.
The movie is called Trick Baby.
Okay, cool. So I wanted to make sure that that you were able to give that again. Okay, so but here's my thing. That part is because that's where the capitalism come in. That's where the money comes in, right? So here's the thing that people don't want to admit about the Democratic Party, okay? What people don't want to admit about the Democratic Party is you still have Dixiecrats in the Democratic Party. You have Christian nationalists in the Democratic Party. You have white nationalists in the Democratic Party. And you have Zionists in the Democratic Party.
Well, yep.
So,
and because we've never litigated the Civil War. We ended the physical aspects of it, but we never made anybody accountable. In fact, we gave reparations to a lot of the people that were treasonous towards the concept of unity.
Yeah.
So if you don't ever litigate that, it just evolves. And that's the truth. I think that you're pointing out is that the Dixiecrats, all these Southern folks are just still there.
Well, and on top of that, not only did we never litigate that, on top of that being the case, which by the way is the same reason we experienced January 6th, is because we never litigated Nixon, right? Because we never held Nixon accountable, we ended up with a January 6th, right? Because there's no repercussions. So, hey, Truth, so here's the thing. I invited you up here. You said you don't want to come up here. You will end up being muted, not because you disagree with me, but because A, you're spreading misinformation in my live, and B, you don't have the whatever you might need to get on the panel and have an actual fact-based discussion with me, right? And it is not Trump derangement syndrome, because I wouldn't give a fuck about Donald Trump if he wasn't the president of the United States, right? So it is president syndrome, which I should have. As a patriot and as a veteran of this country, I should be concerned about what the president of the United States is doing. So maybe you don't understand patriotism and you only understand nationalism, but that's not called a derangement syndrome, right? That's not what that is. I think you have Dani derangement syndrome because you don't like anything about me but your ass being here, right? Dani derangement syndrome. That's what you got. So,
Dani, thank you so much for allowing me to speak. And
you're
I'm
welcome.
going to read your project. Where do I find it?
So, okay. So the best way to do it now is if you go, so two things. If you go to my YouTube, which is the same as here, it's The Dani Cook. I did a whole webinar on what it's about. And then if you go to my link tree is in my bio, right?
Okay.
And in that link tree, you can just sign up to join. And we have a meeting this Thursday, but I will give you just a quick glimpse. Okay. So what I did was I analyzed a lot of data for federal elections from the last 5 years. But what I wanted to do was get people together and give them something to do, because that's what I kept hearing people say is, what do we do about the situation that we're in? And so I believe that we have to close the political divide, and we have to have conversations about things that actually matter to people, right? So I'm going to show you a little bit of what I've done, and people will get access to this Google Drive in our meeting on Thursday. So I'm going to turn my camera around. So these are all things that I created for people. So Economad, give me a state, and then give me a congressional district for that state.
Mendocino County, California.
So what's the congressional state for California for that? What congressional district is it? Sorry.
I just moved here. I don't know.
Hold
on, let me look up.
Okay. So all of this, you guys, are things that I created for people. I want people to begin to have conversations in your communities with information that matters to people. Yeah, Hollywood, we talked about it. Somebody already did, Nene. Somebody already did. There you go again, girl. There you go again. But this information doesn't have anything to do with being Democrat or Republican or whatever. It has to do with what you need to do. Go ahead. You got it?
Yep. 2nd Congressional District.
All right. So the 2nd Congressional District. So in the 2nd Congressional District of California, 28,000 people are projected to lose their Medicaid California healthcare by 2034 because of the bill. These are going to be available. So what we will be doing is days of action, and I can show you the SNAP benefits. That's 13,000 people for SNAP in that district. So what we will be doing is we will be doing days of action. And I did this for all 50 states and every congressional district in every state. And we will be going out into our communities and sharing this information. We will be posting these on social media. We also have flyers to hand out. It's about giving people, because here's the thing. Most people are so busy trying to work 2 or maybe even 3 jobs to make ends meet. They don't have time to figure out who's lying about what. They don't have time to figure out what's really going to impact themselves and what's really not. So what I wanted to do was to give people information and facts that are important to them in their local community and stimulate conversations. I believe that the reason we had 90 million people that did not vote in 2024 is for 2 reasons. I believe that people are disconnected from each other, and I believe that people have voter apathy. They're so overwhelmed with all of this information, right? So I've taken it on me to get information for people. And like, I literally have a document in this Google Drive with the sources for all of the information that I'm giving to people. So the idea is to show people this is what we do, and this is how we make change. And this is, so if this is something that interests you, I tell you to do 2 things. Go to my YouTube, watch the webinar, then go to my link tree, or go to my link tree now if this is already interesting to you, and fill it out. Because listen, I do ask for your county, your city, and your state. I'm the only person that sees that information, but here's the reason why. I actually sort the data by state, by county, and then by city, and then I'm connecting people. So people that are in the same region, people that are in the same county, they can go out together. They can go out and do those types of conversations. They can go door to door. They can go to flea markets or farmers markets or college campuses. They can host community forums if they want to. We can do online meetings, but that's the idea, right? I truly believe, and some of you all might not agree with me, but I believe that the majority of this country does want the same thing. If I were to walk into the most Republican of places and I said, pick 1,000 people in your district that you want to come off of their health insurance, they won't do it. They'll say no, right? If I said, hey, pick 100 people in your county that you're okay if they lose their SNAP benefits, you think that's good for them, they won't, they'll say no. So the problem is that there are people that have made people believe that in order for us all to eat, in order for us all to have housing, in order for us all to have access to healthcare, we have to give something up. It's going to require you taking something for you. And that's not the truth. It just requires some equity. It just requires accountability from the 1% and the top 5%. That's all it fucking takes. And I am tired of billionaires and centimillionaires getting working class people to blame each other while they go all the way to the damn bank and make deposit after deposit after deposit after deposit. I am tired of that. And I believe that most people are too. So the way that we get over that, the way that we bridge that divide is to actually begin to talk to each other, actually have conversations.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I'm feeling you. I think it's wonderful. I appreciate all of what you're doing. I'm definitely going to check it out because on the flip side of what you're doing, my goal is to understand how do we systemize that and create safe spaces to deal with our hurt, right? Because that's the real piece here is yes, we can stop the hemorrhaging, but we're going to have to continuously have a civic responsibility and make sure we're always constantly voting, and we really have to deal with this hurt we have from the behaviors that we've allowed to sustain themselves. I mean, we really have to deal with that.
So we literally do that in this space. And so like in the free workshops that I do, we role play how to have these conversations. How do we talk to our family members? How do we handle the hurt? Because it's not that they support Trump. It's that they support somebody that is hurting you. And that's what people are hurt by. So literally that is what we do. And so like, okay, I know you got to go, but I just want to show you something. So my regular folks that are with me all the time, I want you to tell Econo Mad, what are the 4 things we bring to every conversation in order to create connection and understanding, even if we don't get agreement? What are the 4 things? Watch the chat. It's called CARVE. So the C stands for, you see, compassion. What does the A stand for? What does the A stand for? It's going really fast. Jesus. Authenticity. What's the R? Respect. And the V is what? Vulnerability. So those are the 4 things that we bring to the conversations. And then we talk about the policy and the fact and our relationships with those. That's literally how we do it.
All right now. Hey, I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you
so much for the conversation, and I'm definitely going to be back. Y'all have a great day.
All right, appreciate you. Appreciate the rest of the panel being patient. Jay, what you got for me, Jay Walk?
Yes, how you doing? I originally requested up because I was trying to tell you the CNN headline at first. I actually put it in the
chat
when it first came up over my phone. I saw the headline. I was just like, oh snap, you guys are talking about this.
Yeah.
And Trump is just getting mad. But I'm glad you got that message. Also, I mean, you sound like me. I'm a union organizer. I organize higher ed faculty, and we're also organizing folks for the days of action. I don't know if you're connected with the same. Our next day of action is May Day, and we're trying to get folks all over the country, all the institutions all over the country to do an action on May Day. The faculty, the students, and the different groups to come together to fight against, the Trump administration, the attacks on higher education, attacks on tenure, academic freedom, academic governance.
Yep.
And I'm just listening to your whole CARVE thing. That's what I do every day. I just left, I primarily organize HBCU faculty, and every week I'm on the HBCU faculty building, power with Black faculty and faculty of color at PWIs as well.
Yeah.
So
So
keep doing
ours
what you're
is
doing.
yeah, we can add it to the calendar. So ours is our first day of action is this Saturday, April 11th at 11 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's a combination of things, right? It's a combination of getting out. May Day is May 1st, you guys, by the way. But it will be like ongoing. And check out the webinar that's on the YouTube. And then I am happy to share the Google Drive and do all of those different things and collab and whatever. And for the folks in the chat that said I need to get with Steve from Facts Still Matter, he's already watching the webinar today, and we are discussing getting together, folks. So don't worry. I know, guys. Okay, somebody asked you. So he's also doing a do something campaign. But no, I love that, and it's the Dani Cook. That's my YouTube. No, but I'm a union supporter and love it 100%. So
Awesome.
yeah, 100%.
All those links in your bio you mentioned, because I definitely want to, get that information, possibly connect with you. I don't know what part of the country you're in, but every week I'm at a different HBCU all over the country, and I can implement that into what I'm doing as well.
Yeah, 100%.
And possibly join forces, because we need to, go to the polls this year and change a lot of stuff. You had mentioned, what was it, 90 million people that didn't vote?
Yeah.
I am somewhat of a conspiracy theorist as well. And think that Elon Musk and Trump, stole a lot of those votes. I think a lot more people probably voted out of that 90, but they were stolen.
Either one, and there's some of that in your basket. Yeah. So here's my thing. Here's my thing. Those are 90 million people that didn't vote at all. So there was nothing to steal. And the thing that I'm always careful about, because TikTok will get us if you say things like that, because they consider it to be misinformation. It's okay. But so here's my thing. What I know for sure.
This is my personal view.
I know. This is my thing. I believe that. So it says something when 77 million people voted for Trump and 75 people voted for Kamala Harris, and then 90 million people didn't vote at all. That is the voter apathy that we have. And I think what people underestimate is 10 solid years of the rhetoric that we have had. And in the midst of that 10 years, we have had on top of that, in the middle of it, a whole global pandemic, right? All of those things have impacted human beings. And we are not a country that provides great health care, especially not great mental health care for people. And all of that is showing up in the way that we engage with each other, our lack of patience with each other, our intolerance, all of those things. And I believe that much of it is intentional. So we have to do the work to unpack that stuff and change things around. So for me, it's about accountability. So I believe that it's a three-step. We have a three-prong solution to this problem. Number one is elections. Number two is communities and conversations. And then number three is government accountability. It is going to require all three of those things. And they must start this year in order for our country to become a stable, democratic, constitutional republic once again. And so we got to start this year, and then we can begin the process of truly building. But people are going to have to get re-engaged in order to make that happen. So yeah. So what you can do is if you go to my link tree is in my TikTok profile, in my bio. Just click it, the very first link on there, just sign up and you will get an email from me. And all is good. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool beans.
And you also hit some very good points about the bigotry and racism in the Democratic Party. Even like in my organization and other organizations, it's baked in the cake. It's woven into the fabric.
Yes.
And we have to have these honest conversations amongst the left,
right.
and a Democratic Party in order to make change. But
yeah,
infinite love and light to you. I appreciate you.
appreciate you.
Here.
Right back.
Definitely going to be checking you out and hope we can link up.
Love it. Appreciate you. All right. So let me just say this to folks. I don't know how many of you all are aware that, let me ask this question and then I'm going to get to King David over here. How many of you all are familiar with Djibouti? How many of you all are familiar with the tiny little country of Djibouti? I talked about it a little bit the other day, but it's really important if you're not familiar with Djibouti that you get familiar with it. So what you may not know, it's right across from Yemen. It's at the northern Cape of Africa. You're from there? Shut up, Bradford. Are you really? So, yeah, but it starts with a D, but the D is silent. It's Djibouti, right? So let me just, and Bradford, do feel free to come up and add to it if you would like to. It's DJ. Look, don't ask me to spell that shit off the top of my head. There you go. Nancy G did it. Nancy G did it. That's it. So follow me. I don't know if you all saw today that the X account that is labeled Iran Army Media, they had actually posted that if the United States of America actually attacked their infrastructure and their bridges and so forth and so on, that their allies were going to close the strait that runs right through in between Yemen and Djibouti, right? Now, what people need to understand about this is that Djibouti has military bases from all around the world. They most recently added China. So on this tiny little place, this tiny little country in Djibouti, there's an American base. There's a French, yes, they're all right there. And now there's a China base as well. So that would have, when I saw that they posted that, Bradford, I was like, oh shit, because then that just escalates things to the nth degree, right? If they were to go ahead.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but yeah, I mean, the U.S. had a base over there since 9/11.
Yep.
And Djibouti is a little tiny country on the Horn of Africa, and it's called. It used to be called French Somaliland.
Yep.
So and then they got their independence from France in 1977.
Yep.
And and they had long-serving presidents, just dictators actually, but
yes,
serving decades. Yeah, so it's not a. So the U.S. rented a base over there from them since 9/11, and then they start. The U.S. actually tried to offer them, whatever money they wanted, not to let China in, but they took the money and then did not honor that, and then that was during the Obama time, tenure back in 2014, around that time.
Yes.
So the U.S. is actually trying to move out of there, and and not only China, the French are there. I mean, the French army is there, the German.
The French
China,
base that's there, the French base that's there, they host Germany and they host Spain. Yes, baby. Yes.
They do, yeah. There is actually a whole bunch of European.
Yeah, you have candy in your Easter basket. I don't care.
Okay.
She's asking me like, what can she get? But yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there's a lot of European powers, EU countries, bases as well over there, and it's and then it's one of them targets of U.S. Host countries that are being targeted by Iran right
Not
now.
bad. Yeah. So hold on. Can you say that part again?
Yeah, and then. And it's one of them countries that host the United States military bases that are being targeted right now by Iran, and also the Houthis, which are kind of linked with the Iranian regime, are right across the pond.
Yes.
In Yemen, and that little strip of sea called the Red Sea right across its,
Yes.
And they can actually, put up a fight over there. So
they can. And
yes.
and so that was the thing that I don't think that people or that many people even knew about. If you didn't see that they posted it, they literally said that the Houthis would close the strait, and I immediately was like, "Oh shit, that's right by Djibouti."
Yeah.
And
there's another strait just like that. Hormuz, one side interrupt, right around the Red Sea. It's called the Bab el Mandeb, and that's a major. I think about 2025, almost 30% of the world's commerce, passes through that strait too. So
yes,
the Houthis, what they're trying to do is kind of block off that and create problems for the global economy and the U.S. and Israel and everybody else. So
100%. Just so you all know, the United States of America pays about $60 million a year to Djibouti. So when Djibouti won their independence from France, right?
I think it's around 70 million, actually. Yes.
Yeah, it might be upwards of 70 million now, but the last number I saw was around 63 million. But here's the thing: Djibouti didn't have any resources except its important location, right? That was the one thing that they had of value, right? And so that's what they learned to do, was they leased the land to the U.S., to the U.K., to the French. The French host the Spanish and the German there at times. And now most recently, it is the Horn of Africa. It's literally right across the little water from Yemen. And so they recently allowed China to come in. So it's really important. And when I saw that, they said, okay, so listen, if y'all come for our power plants, if you come for our bridges, if you come for those things, you can expect the second strait to get cut off as well. And you all want to talk about a really horrible economic situation. It would have been, things are already bad. Like the things that we are going to experience 30 days, 45 days from now, you can't undo them, right? They're already coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I think the U.S. is lucky to be getting a base right next door, and I think it's a new country. It's not recognized by the UN yet, but it's called Somaliland.
Mm-hmm.
And the U.S. in the midst of negotiations right now to establish a base there, and and that will be a big, counter, Djibouti thing, because they actually. And they literally dishonored the contract, because when they signed up for this back in early 2000s, I mean, it was it was in the contract. They would not let anybody else establish any bases around that area, except for the U.S. And once China started coming with the money and stuff, and then they took the U.S. money, and then they thought they wouldn't have any other options, and they kind of played with the U.S., but now they definitely paying for it.
Yeah, and so this is and so just for the American people to understand, we don't have money for universal health care. We don't have money for daycare or childcare for our children. We don't have money to invest in public education. But we have money to be negotiating for a new U.S. base in a country that's not recognized by the UN yet, and negotiate those deals as we speak. And it is the craziest shit ever, folks. And you just need to know. It's crazy that you are in this live when I mentioned Djibouti. That's so wild.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then also I think that Trump took away that with the so-called big beautiful bill he just passed the 4th of July last year.
Yep.
He took away all the safety net pretty much for the average American, and and that was that's something that Obama established. It took him 60 senators and and majority of the House to pass that, and I remember that.
Yeah, it's definitely rough.
And Trump did anything he could, to actually get that Obamacare thing, whatever beef he had with Obama, and I don't know how, what their beef is really,
Oh, I can tell you the beef. I can tell you the beef. The beef is very simple. Donald Trump spent a lot of the time when Barack Obama was running for office doing this birtherism thing, saying that Barack, like even today when he posted about Barack Obama, he had to say Barack Hussein Obama. And so it was always this birtherism. Oh, you weren't born in the United States of America, even though his birth certificate shows he was born in Hawaii. So what happened is, I don't know if you're familiar with, but every year the White House hosts a, it's like a press thing, right? And there's a roasting that takes place. And that year, Donald Trump was there and Barack Obama was the president. And when I tell you Obama roasted his ass the whole night, he was so furious. And if you know, he takes everything personal. And if you know anything about him, what he likes to do, yes, Baruti, the correspondence dinner, exactly. And Barack Obama lit his ass up the whole night. And you can see Trump's face get angrier and angrier. And if you know anything about Trump, he is a get back. He is a revenge person. And it doesn't matter who it hurts, right? So like right now, he's undid in this first year, he undid everything Joe Biden did. In his first administration, he undid anything that he could related to Barack Obama. And it doesn't matter if it hurts the American people in the process. It's just who he is. He's going to double down. He's going to hurt people. So listen, there's a great PBS documentary, folks, that shows it's in 2016, and it's about Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump both running for office. So PBS NewsHour does a documentary for every presidential election, right? I highly recommend that you type in PBS NewsHour, Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump, and watch it. You will see a lot of history about both of those two people way before they ever ran for office. You will learn that Hillary Clinton, to be quite frank, should have been the president rather than Bill, and that she probably would have been if she would have just not been with his ass. You will learn a ton of things about both of those people. Yeah, I'm not sure, but whatever, you'll get it if you look for it. So, but no, Bradford, I appreciate you for chiming in. Feel free to come back at any point in time. I love it. So appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For having me.
You're welcome. All right, Baruti, thank you for being patient. But happy to have you up. And what you got? Baruti. I'm going to unmute you. I sent you an invitation to unmute, so hopefully you can do that. I know this cannot be real. Hold on, yeah. I cannot take any more breaking news stories, but I need to see if this is real. Okay, so it's not today. It's from yesterday. I'm not worried about it. Okay. Yep. No, we're not even going to talk about it. Baruti, if you want to join the panel, go ahead and join back up. So mods, can you do me a favor so that I don't have to try to negotiate the queue? Can you just start filling up the queue so that I can bring people up? Because I'm not sure that some of the people that are in the queue even know that they are in the queue. So let me just recap where we are right now in this moment when we think about the president of the United States, and Iran, okay? And what is or isn't going to happen. So first of all, what's not going to happen is the destruction of an entire civilization. That's not going to happen. I think Blue Honey Pot was a placeholder, I think. Unless you got something you want to say. You usually don't, though.
No, I'm good.
Okay. 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 So that's not going to happen. When the president of the United States put out, thank you, Cam, when the president of the United States put out that he had agreed to a ceasefire, and he talked about it being that Iran had offered a 10-point plan. What he neglected to mention is that the 10-point plan that Iran put out was given to him almost 2 weeks ago. So this is not a new proposal. This is not a new plan. This is the same plan that he was given almost 2 weeks ago, right? So nothing has changed. The Strait of Hormuz will be open as long as there are negotiations and a fee. That's it. There's a fee to get through the strait, and it's up to Iran if you get through the strait. Iran has also said that, the deal was negotiated through Pakistan, 100%. The deal, well, so, Lil Linko, here's the difference. The 15-point plan was proposed by the United States of America. And then Iran responded back Iran responded back with a counter with their 10-point plans. And so now what has happened tonight, okay, is he has said, you're welcome, Tim. What he has said is, oh, well, all of a sudden, today of all days, I'm willing to accept these two proposals as the framework for a discussion in 2 weeks' time, right? In order for us to negotiate what we're going to do in terms of a permanent ceasefire. That's all there is. Yeah, I know, Lisa. So this is the thing. There's nothing new that's happened from Iran. Iran is absolutely claiming victory, as they should, because this is a victory for them. It is Tuesday, and the president of the United States wanted tacos. And so today was Taco Tuesday for him. He backed out on all the things that he said and all the many deadlines that he's given over this time. The Iranian people are 100% celebrating. So the 2 weeks is no. So here's what Iran said, Birdman. Iran said they would extend those 2 weeks if both parties agree. Right? I don't believe that. Hold on. Oh, MS Now is showing what I already read. Is that what you're saying, Lisa? Is that MS Now is just now reporting what I read already, what I did already? Okay. Great to know that I was ahead of MS Now. But yeah, so the thing that I really hope that people are hearing, right, when they listen to me is that, no, let me just say this. No, I do not believe Israel will hold to a ceasefire. I don't believe that. And what I also think is that Israel will come up with a reason to not hold to the ceasefire, right? They never do. That is why 700 people in Gaza have died since the ceasefire on October 7th, right? There is no ceasefire in Gaza. They have killed over 700 Palestinians since that quote unquote ceasefire was negotiated, right? So no, I don't believe that they will. They have no honor and they have no integrity, right? So that's just to be clear about that. I don't believe that will be the case. And what I do believe is that if that continues, right? And we continue to do the bidding of Israel, Iran will stop allowing, even with a charge, the U.S. and Israel through the strait, right? They're going to charge $2 million a vessel during this 2 week period, right? And so I don't believe that they will continue to do that if that's the case. And we're going to have a problem. And I'm just saying, yeah, that's part of the 10-point plan. That's part of the 10-point plan. And so BB is going to be the problem. And I'm going to tell you where the problem is going to be in the United States of America. The United States of America is, it's just our ships and Israel's ships and some of our ally ships. Yeah, China is great. India, they getting through. Matter of fact, if you follow on X, the Iran Army media account, they literally listed today where they said Trump, the Strait of Hormuz is closed, and they were like, China was like, huh? India was like, it ain't closed for me. Like they literally put a whole thing about that. So it was just, I mean, it's funny but not funny because they are so on point in everything that they have. Right, it's pretty much open for everybody else, right? Okay, baby, I gave it to you already. Where'd you put it?
In the room.
Well, then go get it, silly. So yeah, so just so everybody understands, this is unequivocally a win for Iran, and everybody else in the world knows that. The only people who might not know that are Trump loyalists. Everybody else is aware. All right, Kim, what you got for me? Kim, do you know you're on the panel? No, thank you, Chu. All right. Helen, do you know you're on the panel? Yes, DJ Crossover. It is Taco Tuesday. 100%. That's what I should have made for dinner. Just kidding. No worries. No worries, guys. It's okay. I know that sometimes when you tap, you accidentally request up, and that's okay. Oh, I got you, Terry. I think the L looks like an I. No, Kat, I didn't. Yeah, it does seem fitting, right? Okay, so things that are really important that I really want Americans to take away from this. What, baby? Ooh, what do you want me to do with that? Huh? It's gonna spill. It's gonna spill, baby. It's gonna spill. Here. There you go. Okay. I do appreciate all of the new people. I really do hope that you look at that, you guys. Somebody just became the 888th fan club member today. 888. Love those numbers. Why didn't Iran include Palestine in the negotiations? I don't see that as something that they would have done anyway. They didn't include Lebanon. I mean, they did in the first time around, but it's not clear right now whether Lebanon is included in this go around, right? So, but I think so. Okay, so hold on. Let me just see. Okay, so 1 minute ago, somebody is reporting from Jordan, and it says there's been no official word yet from the Israeli side on the ceasefire. But one unnamed official, what, babe? Okay. So Cam, can somebody go do a quick mod announcement real quick while I help Mila? I need to help the kiddo real quick. So I just need somebody to do a quick mod announcement for me.
This makes every single drink a flavor.
Okay.
And it makes them
Thank you.
Hey guys, can you hear that? Is that loud, guys? I'm on the treadmill, but I can pause if I need to. Let me pause. No worries. Sorry, I'm just hitting the treadmill this evening. Hey everybody, welcome to Dani's Live. If you haven't already, please send your daily heart. Hey guys, your daily heart me on the top left hand corner. Sorry, I feel like I'm out of breath. I wasn't going that fast, but I'm trying my best. Dani's gonna be right back. She's just gonna help me learn, I think.
Yep, I just gotta help me a little real quick.
No worries. But yeah, if you haven't already, please send your daily heart me so that TikTok knows that we're like live and engaged. Oh, that's so funny. Someone else is on the treadmill too. Gotta get those steps in. But go ahead and join Project for the People if you haven't already. There's a little over 600 people in here. It would be great before Dani even comes back on the screen if we can get like 5 or 10 more people to go ahead and join. So if you click on Dani's profile and then go to her bio and then click on her link tree, it should be like, hey Marlo, it should be like the first or second link in there. And you'll go ahead and fill out the Google form with your name and location and information like that. That information only goes directly to Dani, doesn't go to anyone else or anywhere else. So it's quite protected. It's just so that she knows, where people are located and can kind of group people and kind of can create little chapters based off of location. And if you don't know what Project for the People is or what I'm talking about, it's an initiative that Dani created. It's not for Republicans, it's not for Democrats or independents. It's just for everybody. It's for people. So it's a way to kind of connect everybody and kind of create a movement and a momentum before we go into the midterms in the fall. So, and I'm talking fast because, like I said, I just hit the treadmill. But yeah, so if anyone has any questions, drop it in the chat and we can kind of get you directed. I know there's mods. Sandy's been putting all the information in there, how to get merchandise. And there's also information in Dani's Discord. So if you're not in Dani's Discord, that's the best way to get all these updates. So go to her Discord, same bio in her link tree. It's just going to be the game controller link is what you'll click on instead of the Project for the People link. How do you join it? If you're talking about the Discord, you can click on Dani's. So for both, you're going to want to go to Dani's bio on the top left-hand corner. For the Discord, it's the little game controller icon. And then sometimes it makes you like open up in a new browser. Yep. Just do that and then like kind of go through the prompts to like join her Discord. If you're a subscriber, then you'll kind of get on the subscriber side. But if you are just popping in there and want to see what's on the general side, that's fine too. But if you're talking about Project for the People, you're still going to also go into Dani's profile, still going to click her link tree in her bio, but you're just going to click that first or second link named Project for the People and fill out that Google form. Hopefully that makes sense. So like I said, Dani keeps the information. She doesn't send it anywhere. It's not for anyone else to view.
Nope.
The information's safe for Dani. She doesn't share with mods or anyone else. It's just for her.
Yep.
So yeah, so it's just with her, but it's just so that she can kind of create these small little chapters so that we can say, okay, there's 8 of you in, I can't even name a county, but there's 8 of you in Clark County, right?
Right.
There's 8 of you in this county. There's 10 of you over here. So, and it might not just be county based, right? Some counties, maybe there's only one person, but there's a nearby county where she can connect you with other people. So she's going to kind of do that work in the background. But if you are looking for people who are like-minded, this is a way for Dani to connect you with those people. So hopefully that made all sense. I think another thing I was thinking earlier today, I know you have read it many times, but maybe the intro again, maybe.
Yes, I can do that.
Before Thursday. I think that'd be good to hear again.
Yep.
Just while we're trying to get more people to register, I think it'd be good to hear I don't know what you're calling it.
It will be the playbook, but that's the intro letter. Absolutely.
Yes.
It's
and I was thinking I think it's been a few days or maybe like a week or so since you read the whole thing. So I think if you could read that, because today's Tuesday, we want people to register for Thursday. So yeah, if you do it tomorrow or Thursday, that'd be great.
Yeah, awesome. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Cam. You're amazing.
Going back to the treadmill.
Yes, go ahead. Appreciate it. Oh, I got to undo that.
Problem.
Okay, thanks. So, Janelle, you said, has Iran treated the United States of America good in the 20th or 21st century? And my question for that would be, why is that relevant? Because whether they treated us good or not doesn't determine whether or not our country should commit genocide against them, right? So even if a country doesn't treat you well or treat you good, doesn't mean that you get to obliterate the civilization or attack them or any of those things. Okay. So it's this idea that this is where the privilege comes in. This is where the privilege that the United States of America has when it comes to thinking about what the world should do for it. The world doesn't owe us anything. And Iran definitely doesn't owe us anything. We are literally directly responsible for the current state of its government. It was the United States of America and the British that overthrew the democracy, the democratically elected prime minister in Iran in 1953. So that's it. So it doesn't really matter to me what anybody else has to say about it. Like, that's just the thing. Like, it's crazy to go have they yeah, honey. Do women have rights over there? They do, Janelle. Do we have rights in the United States? Yes, baby. Okay, Bella, don't ignore her, please. Yeah, we do. And yes, Mossadegh. And by the way, whether women have rights in that country or not is none of our fucking business. And I don't think when the president of the United States said that he would end their entire civilization, he was worried about women's rights in Iran. Let me just be clear. I don't want to hear anything about women's rights from anybody in the president of the United States, because when he said he would end civilization of the entire country, that tells you what? He doesn't give a damn about women's rights. He doesn't give a damn about liberating the people. He doesn't give a damn about children. He certainly doesn't care about babies or pregnant people, because that was that. So I am so tired of this fake ass ridiculous argument that doesn't hold water in any day and age when we are talking about the United States of America. The United States of America does not give a shit about women's rights. If they did, the ERA would be in the Constitution. If they did, women would get equal pay for equal work. If they did, we wouldn't have maternity care deserts in this country. If they did, we would have birthing centers in all of our counties. If they did, women would have access to health care and free health care, especially when they are pregnant. If they did, right? We would not have a woman in this country sexually assaulted every 68 fucking seconds. I don't want to hear that the United States of America gives a shit about women, because they do not. Miss me with all that bullshit, Janelle. Miss me with all of it. I'm so sick of this fake ass, look how morally superior we are. We suck. We are one of the highest income countries in the world. And yet we have some of the highest maternity mortality rates. We have some of the highest infant mortality rates. Seriously, we are behind in infrastructure like you would not believe. Like, I'm just so tired of that. And literally, the United States government right now is working to keep repealing the rights of trans people and LGBTQ people. And yet y'all want to ask me, how does Iran treat gay people? Fuck, how do we treat gay people? How do we treat trans people? How does our country, our government, treat members of the LGBTQ plus community? Miss me with that bullshit. Don't act like y'all give a damn about people, because you don't. Shoot. Miss me with it. Every ounce of it you can miss me with. Every ounce of it. Yes, Marla, I served in the military. Right. Conversion therapy is how. Exactly. And which the Supreme Court just allowed. Like, it's just crazy. Y'all just say the craziest shit and you ask the dumbest questions. I swear, I hope someone is paying you, Janelle. I hope that you are not a woman that really lives in the United States of America asking me that dumbass question. I hope getting paid would be the only reason you would be doing that shit on the internet. No, you ain't passing on nothing. Why don't you pass on? Why don't you pass on what women in the United States have said? Pass on the women that are being prosecuted right now for getting the health care that they needed. You don't have to pass on nothing for me. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. So just miss me entirely with it. And if you want to talk about it, then feel free to come up to the panel. But that probably won't happen. You'll probably stay in the damn chat and say nothing else or continue to talk shit and then claim you don't know what you're talking about. I love that, Candace. Well, and here's my thing. So real talk, Ethan, because what they're saying is that it's the talk that they are limiting, right? But that is, so here's what I believe is the thing. When Colorado banned conversion therapy, right? They should have been specific in the reasons that they were banning it, right? And I haven't read the Colorado reason that they banned it, and I don't know what the legislation may have looked like, but they needed to ban it based on torture, based on human rights and all of that, right? So that's what they should have banned it on, because then we wouldn't be having a conversation about speech. Yes. I gave Mila one. Does she not have it? Well, I don't insult and interrupt. How did I insult you? You can have one. How did I insult you when I said I hope you're getting paid for asking me that damn question? That's not insulting. That's me saying I hope that's the reason why you're asking.
It's in my basket with the eggs because I fell. And now, why are there so many of them?
And here's what I will say is I don't apologize for. So here's what I'm not doing. I'm not doing. Hold on one second. I'm not doing victimhood after you come in here asking questions intentionally. You didn't come in here in good faith. Your questions were not here in good faith. You know it and I know it. So don't come in, ask questions in bad faith, and then when I check it, all of a sudden you're a victim. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. You didn't come over here to play hopscotch. You came over here to throw rocks. That's it. So that's just it. And I'm just not placating people when it comes to something that is this significant, this serious, and this obvious, to be honest. Let me be real about something with everyone, okay? I don't care. It's not that I don't care, but let me just say this. It is not the job of the United States of America. It is not the job of the United States of America to tell other countries how to run their governments. It's not. Thank you, Carla. And it's important for people to understand that. It doesn't matter what you don't like about that country. It doesn't give you the right to do anything to that country. If you believe thinking that a country should be a different way is justification to attack them, you have a colonizer's mindset. I'm going to repeat that again. If you believe that not liking the way a country runs itself, and that gives you the right to bomb that country, organize a coup in that country, or do whatever you want to that country, that is a colonizer's mindset. Period. And if we don't know anything by now, we should know that colonization is bad. All right? So I'm not sure who all is in the queue that meant to request up, but I'm going to bring some folks up to the queue. When I bring you to the queue, put yourself on mute until I get to you, please. Okay? That's the way we're going to do things. Put yourself on mute until I can get to you. I'm going to accept that 3 people, and this thing doesn't ever do. I don't know why it acts this way. Okay, everybody that I accepted left, I guess. That was weird, but it's been happening for the most part tonight. So it is what it is. Well, Janelle, I will tell you. I'll tell you why. Okay, so the reason I'm concerned about Palestine is because they are the victims of a genocide. And the genocide that they are experiencing is from another country that is being funded and armed by my country. So I am responsible. I am supposed to care because my country is responsible for what's happening to those people. And then besides all of that, right? Yeah. Besides all of that, I'm just a decent human being. Okay? Now, here's what I didn't say. Let me just be clear. What I didn't say was, oh, I don't like what Israel is doing to Palestine, so we should go bomb the shit out of Israel. See, I didn't say that. Do you see how that works? I can be concerned for people and not think that it gives me the right to go bomb other people or change their leadership. I might wish their leadership would be changed, but I'm not saying we have the right to go do it. See how that works, Janelle? Just saying. You know, I'm here to help. You got any more questions that I need to help you navigate? If you got any other questions that you need me to help you navigate, you just give them to me. Because apparently you don't have a great support system. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about you on a personal level, but here's what I would say is I am definitely here to help if you don't have any people that can help you. I'm just saying. And for the people that are wondering, why am I responding back to her? Because there are 500 and some odd people in here, right? And maybe some of them are thinking similar things to Janelle. And so I'm answering it for all the people that aren't asking what Janelle is asking. So that's why. Yeah. I'm here to help. Did you come up with anything else or no? Anybody else confused about why we give a damn about Palestine and yet don't believe that we have the right to go in and cause a coup in Israel or bomb them? Anybody confused about that? Yes, they did, Blue Honey Pot. Yes, they did. You too, Invisible String. You too. Because this is not difficult to understand. I love their laughs. And here's what I know. The regime that exists in Iran is a direct result of our interference in their country. And guess what? The new, or the, it's not a new regime, the Iran Revolutionary Guard 2.0. You hear me? The Iran Revolutionary Guard 2.0 that is even more extreme than its predecessor that's in charge right now. All we did just now was further embed them in Iran and unify the country behind them. That's all we did. That's all we did. There is literally no win out of this. They still got missiles. They still got enriched uranium. They still got the damn Strait, which they didn't have before we bombed them. And now they got a shit ton of money because we lifted the sanctions off their oil. Literally, Iran is the victor in every way you look at this. Appreciate that, Radford Truth. That's actually my favorite one. Yeah, Ja, they got big money. And we didn't get a different government in Venezuela either. That's right. That's just Maduro's vice president in charge. We didn't get shit. Just so everyone understands. I know, Kat, they do. Right? And let me just also say this. Y'all realize that damn oil from Venezuela is sitting in the damn ocean on a ship, and we can't do shit with it because it's been ruled we don't own it. Hey, which one of my grandbabies will get me some water? Thank you, Mila Moo. And yes, we are still starving Cuba. Although we did let that damn Russian tanker through. Although we did, maybe it was a Tuesday when that happened. Maybe it was a Tuesday. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe it was a Tuesday when the president of the United States decided to let that Russian tanker through. Because he blocked all kind of folks. Listen, that Russian tanker came. He ain't say shit about shit, did he? And then had to say, no, this is not a switch in position. Yes, it is. It is a 180-degree turn from your position. So I'm just saying. Putin said, get out the way. Just so everyone is clear. And that's just the reality of where we are. I don't know how many people, how much needs to happen for people in this country to understand that the president of the United States is not operating in the best interest of the people. Not regular people, not average working class people. Yes, Nan. We absolutely are the reason Venezuela is in the position it's in. Thank you, Sweet Pea. I did, didn't I, Sin? I said, watch, that Russian tanker gonna get through. And guess what? It is. Yep, and Japan is now buying Russian oil. 100%. 100%. Because we lifted the sanctions off of Russia too. Not Iran reports saying shit. Hold on, y'all. Wait, did you say Iran has no navy? What did you say? Well, why can't I find your crazy ass comment? Iran has no navy and they are controlling the strait. They showed us. Oh, you are correct. So listen, Milagro is correct. They don't need it. And by the way, the navy and stuff that Iran had, guess who gave it to them? Do y'all know? Do y'all know? Who gave Iran their navy? The United States of America. We did. What, baby? Yes. It was a Monday. Maybe it was already Tuesday there. Maybe it was Monday night for us, but Tuesday there. Yeah. So we were involved in the reason they got their navy. So here's my thing. I don't think lifting the sanctions from Iran is going to make a Trump loyalist stop talking about pallets of cash that Barack Obama didn't give them. No, I don't think that. I think that people who desire to know accurate facts already will understand that. And I think that there is going to be a remnant of the, let me just say this. I believe that there is going to be a remnant of the 2020 MAGAs, right? That still holds on to whatever he says, right? Whatever he tweets, whatever he puts out on Truth Social, that's what they will believe. So listen, so what a lot of people don't realize is prior to 1979, Iran had listen, things weren't always bad with us, folks. So hold on, let me just.
No. Because I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make me.
Hold on.
So that I don't have any left and my stuff
Ta-da-da! So between the 1950s and the 1979 revolution, under the leadership of the Shah, who we installed after we overthrew their democratically elected prime minister. We built up their Navy by providing, selling, and training personnel on hundreds of millions of dollars of warships, aircraft, and advanced weaponry in order to counter the Soviet influence. So we sold them destroyers, frigates, small patrol vessels. We did all of that, and that formed the core of their fleet. Yeah, we did that under the Shah because the Shah was advancing Western culture in Iran. The Shah was a violent dictator that punished the people of Iran if they did not accept Western culture. So that is what happened. And that is when we built up their Navy. So between 1964 and 1970, the U.S. provided over, Merlo, I probably will, over $790 million in military equipment and services for their armed forces. We did that. They paid for it in rising oil revenue, and they could purchase damn near anything that wasn't nuclear, right? And by the way, if you're interested in where you can get this information, it's from the Office of the Historian. I gave you one already. Bella, have it. Get in the drawer over there and get one of the other cubes. Oh, listen. Can I show y'all something? Because y'all know I love receipts. I love to show you all something. So I want to show you something. So I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to show you from the United States government what we were willing to do.
I don't see no cube.
No, you're talking about the Iran. Are you talking about the Iran-Contra scandal? Because that wasn't until the 80s. I am totally against our country's interests. Well, tell me how, Mindset. Come on up here to this here panel, bot, and tell me all about it. All right, Mila, you can use this one for right now. All right, so let me show you. This is what happened. So this is from the Office of the Historian. As you can see, I'm on history.state.gov, historical documents. And this is the background paper that was prepared in the Department of State. This is a summary, and it's the visit of the Shah of Iran in 1967 and the U.S. military assistance to Iran, right? Our military relationship with Iran is fundamental to our overall relationship, and the Shah will be seeking during his August visit a reaffirmation of our desire to continue the close military relationship we have had in the past. Although he is clearly determined to move away from his former complete dependence on us for military assistance, there is no sign that he wishes to seriously disturb the fundamentals of his security relationship with the United States. Despite recent Iranian purchases from the UK and the Russia and the USSR, the influential position the US has achieved will continue as long as we are able to continue our military assistance, sales, and related advisory programs. Since the inception of our military assistance to Iran in 1954, which is after we overthrew their democratically elected prime minister in 1953 with Operation Ajax with the UK, we have programmed military equipment and services totaling $790 million for Iran's armed forces. We have also conditionally agreed to extend Iran credits up to a total of $400 million for military equipment and services during the fiscal year of 1965 through 1970. So these are the facts. When we talk about, when you see the President of the United States and members of Congress talking about how horrible Iran is, let's just be clear. They did not think that Iran was horrible when Iran was pushing Westernization of Iran. When we overthrew their democratically elected prime minister and we installed the Shah, we were fine with Iran. We were great with Iran. And it didn't matter that we installed a dictator. We installed a person that was punishing people and torturing people if they did not accept Western ways. Those pictures that they show you of Iranian women in blue jeans and without their hijabs and all of that, that is not when they were free. That is not when they were free. They were free prior to 1953. We did that. That was from the Office of the Historian. Why don't they talk about this on news networks? Because it goes against the U.S. agenda. Listen, they do not want the American people to know the truth. It doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit their objectives. That's why. So, y'all, the thing about this is what people don't understand. Am I a Democrat? No. So, listen, the reality of this is in 1951, Iran was a democracy. Their president did not lie about that in the letter that he wrote. Okay? They were a democracy. The people elected their parliament. Their parliament is just like our Congress. 99 out of 102 members of the parliament voted for Mohammad Mossadegh to be their prime minister. So that was on behalf of the people. Okay? And at that time, the UK controlled Iran's oil. Okay? The name of the oil company at that time was the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company. It became known as British Petroleum, which you know today as BP. At that time, the UK owned 51% of the oil, but they gave Iran only 16% of the profits. And we don't even know that it was 16% because they never opened their books to Iran. So when Mohammad Mossadegh was elected as their prime minister, he wanted to nationalize their oil. He wanted Iran's natural resources to be owned by their country, to be theirs, as he should. And under his leadership, the parliament passed legislation to nationalize their oil. At that time, the British Empire was already weakening. It was already being reduced. And they could not afford to lose Iran's oil. So the UK in 1952 reached out to Harry Truman, and they asked Harry Truman to participate in helping them facilitate a coup in Iran. Harry Truman said, "Nah, that's your fight. It's not ours." And then in 1952, we had an election. And after that, Eisenhower was the president. And Eisenhower's son was also in the CIA. So when the UK came back to the US, because we had a new president, we said, "Hey, you want to help us organize a coup?" And Eisenhower said, "Well, shit, I think we do." Because, why not? And sure enough, the CIA and MI6 joined together in what's called Operation Ajax, which Dwight D. Eisenhower's son ran from the ground for the CIA in Iran. And we organized propaganda, we paid people, we wrote lies, we did everything we needed to do to get the Iranian people to overthrow their democratically elected person. And in the process, 300 Iranians died. That's real. So Mohammad Mossadegh was arrested. He was convicted. He spent 3 years in prison. And then the rest of his life, I love it. I see it. And he spent the rest of his life on house arrest. So then we installed the Shah as the prime minister. The Shah was in Iran, but he wasn't the prime minister. So we made that happen because he could be controlled by the West. And he was adamant that Iran needed to become a westernized country. That's what happened. And if there were conservative Muslims that still wanted to wear the hijab, they were punished. He was a dictator. He was horrible to them. And we armed them and we trained them and we gave them a shit ton of money. Why? Because we could control them. We could get the benefits from it, right? And we could facilitate our interest in the Middle East. Okay. That is the same reason the United States of America has armed Israel and doesn't come to the defense of Palestine. The United States of America, just like Israel, does not want a state for Palestine. Do you want to know why? Because if there is a two-state solution and there is really peace in the Middle East, we can't continue our control. We can't continue to dictate and manipulate how we get our oil. We cannot manipulate those relationships to our advantage. It won't benefit the West. Peace in the Middle East does not benefit the West. Just to be clear. So what they need is they need a narrative to tell you that the Middle East is this complex biblical issue. Run that by you again? Okay. So follow me. If there is actually peace in the Middle East, Birdman, right? Then you can't manipulate the relationships of the different Gulf Coast countries to get the oil and the relationships that you need and that you desire. Right? It just can't happen. It doesn't benefit us. We can't manipulate those people for their resources. Yes, baby.
After I was going to make the ironing place
Mm-hmm.
inside my house,
Mm-hmm.
and it looked like stairs, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like stairs, but it's not. It's just a mining place to mine things.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was going to make
Right. It is technically Africa also. And so, yes, the Middle East is technically Africa, 100%. Now, the other thing that they do not want you to realize is that the Hezbollah, Hamas, those terrorists they talk about all the time, they would not resist if Israel had not been bombing those countries. If Israel had not been bombing Lebanon, Hezbollah would not have existed. Hezbollah was formed in 1982 as a direct result of Israel bombing Lebanon. Israel attacked first, long before there was a Hezbollah. Israel attacked Palestine first, way before there was a Hamas. Hamas didn't start until 1988, right? So, right. Hezbollah was formed in 1982. Hamas was 88. Exactly. Now, let me just be clear about something. When I say Israel, always understand that I mean Israel and the U.S. Just say, I don't even know how to put them together, but maybe we'll just call it the UN-Israel, like the United States. So the Democratic Supreme Court, the Democratic candidate for the Supreme Court won. Okay. Oh, I love it. So now they're getting back to the, Usereal. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, by a whole lot. In Wisconsin, it was by a whole lot. Give me 1 second, you guys, and I will show you guys this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to give you guys these results real quick. All right. So, wow, it's crazy because so listen at this. In Marjorie Taylor Greene's very rural, very red district, the Dems gained plus 20 in there. And the Wisconsin judge won the Democratic candidate, Wisconsin Supreme Court won by a ton. So in Georgia, they performed plus 20. This is why, you guys, I said Harris lost, Denise. I said Harris lost. What I said is that they overperformed and they gained. They cut the spread by 20 points. It was plus 20, which means, like, let's just say that it's normally a 60-40 kind of place, right? Then it would have been an 80-20 kind of place. I haven't looked at the numbers, but that's what it means. It means we gained 20 points. Yeah, Jamie. Now, in case you are not aware, the same way that the United States of America, see you later, Cam. In case you're not aware, just like the United States of America armed Iran and financed Iran and did all of those things when Iran suited our interests, it's the same way that Israel armed and financed Hamas when it suited their interest. So let me give you here's what I'm saying, okay? So the Palestinian Authority was becoming very well recognized and respected around the world. And so they presented what many perceived to be a stable leadership for Palestine, which would make a good argument for the world recognizing Palestine as an independent state. Well, Israel could not have that. So instead, Israel armed Hamas and did all in front of them, right? In order to create a terrorist enemy that they needed to fight. In order for there to be a reason for there to not be a two-state solution. Oh, you can't do that because look at these crazy people over here, but they were being financed by Bibi Netanyahu. 100%. Like, just so people understand, okay, what we have done, unequivocally, you all, is finance, fund, and build the people that we will later call terrorists when they no longer suit our agenda. That's what we do. It's what we did. I mean, if you go all the way back to the Iran-Contra scandal, right? Ronald Reagan literally violated Congress's laws that banned selling weapons to Iran and sold weapons to Iran in the 80s while funding and giving intelligence to Iraq so that Saddam Hussein would fight Iran. Now, y'all remember, we later said Saddam Hussein was a horrible person with weapons of mass destruction. And just like the Syrian president, 100%, folks. So Like, I know this is so hard to accept about the country that you're in. But to many, many, many countries around the world, we are the enemy. Right along with the UK, right along with the Brits. And the crazy thing is, they're much older than we are. Like, listen, we have excelled at achieving the same level of fuckery in the world that they have in a very short period of time. And it's just crazy. This is why, so the Project for the People thing that I've created, that initiative, the reason why I love the tagline is because the tagline is something I can believe in, right? And the tagline is making America truly great. Because I think that we can. It is just going to have to take a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of consistency, right? And a lot of accountability. That's what it's going to require, folks. We can't get tired because they don't. And when you need a break, it's going to be almost like it's going to be like a relay race, right? Pass that baton and let somebody carry it for a minute, right? Tag team. Clap me in, clap me out, right? And this is going to be what's required. And, you know, one of the things I notice is that people like to talk about the problems, but they're not always interested in the solutions. People love to complain and talk about the problems, but they don't want to do the work to achieve the solutions. So the thing that you have to ask yourself is, number one, what kind of country do you truly want to live in? Okay. And two, how much do you want that country? And number three, what are you willing to do to make that country become a reality? Those are the three questions.
So I'm probably gonna go back inside my house and keep mining for the rest of the day.
So here's the thing. You don't have to try to recruit people, right? Listen, folks. Instead of asking people to join Project for the People, just talk about what it is. Talk about what it is about it that gets you excited. Listen, people will want to do what they see you doing, right? Right now, people are leery of anything. People are leery of anything. And so it's literally just, so y'all see what happens when I talk about it. Just talk about it. Just post about it. Take your pictures about it. And then allow it to become what it will be. That's it. You just allow it to be what it will be. You know, I had a thought today, and I'm just being really transparent right now. I had a thought today. Because I saw some activity that was they're singing K-pop.
what it sounds like.
They're singing This Is What It Sounds Like from K-Pop Demon Hunters, which if you don't know that song, it has a great message for all of us. It really does. It's when Rumi accepts the totality of who she is and the fact that her mom was a sun sister and her dad was a demon. And, you know, she's got patterns on her from her dad's side, and she's fought against that her whole life. And then when she finally understands the totality of who she is, and that, yeah, right. And then she says, this is what it sounds like, right? When you just accept exactly who you are. And that is when her voice reaches the pinnacle. That is when the honeymoon actually turns gold. So anyway, it's a good part. Hey, Sherry, I messaged you. I don't know what was going on TikTok. Send me a message, Sherry, because you had a lot of comments on different videos and I couldn't make sense of them. So message me and let me know what that was. Okay. All right. So anyway, did you just hear it for the first time today? It's really good. It is really, really good. So yeah. So the activity that I saw today made me I felt some kind of way when I first saw it. You know how you feel if, you know how you might feel if, when it feels like maybe somebody is at a bare minimum not acknowledging work that you did, or at the most taking credit for work that you did. You know how that feels? And then and how it feels like when you feel like that's what someone is doing, is they're kind of taking from you. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, Nini, that's the word, betrayal. And so today I saw some activity that kind of looked and felt like that. And for a minute, I really felt some kind of way, right? And then I had a thought. What is meant for me, no one can take. Whatever it is that I am meant to do and accomplish in this world, no one can take it from me. Nobody can do it instead of me. Nobody can, you know what I'm saying? Hey. Okay, listen. I'm saying to both children, both girls, do not touch each other. Okay, well, listen. You said she was. Okay. Hey. It's time. Mila, what do we do when we have really big emotions? Come here. One second, folks. I know, y'all. Sisters. Hey. Okay, stop. What do we do when we have big emotions? What do we need to do?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. When you get upset, what do you got to do? Hey, don't look over there. Look at me. When you get upset, sissy, what do we need to do? Okay, stop, because you're just making sound. Okay, stop the sound, because you're not really crying. I'm looking at you, so stop, please. I hear you, okay? I hear you, and I know that you're upset. So listen, what do we need to do when we're upset? What does Miss G say? We need to what? Calm down. That's right. And how do we calm down? Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so let's go. You can't breathe in if you're making noise. Stop. Breathe in. You're not breathing in. Hey, stop fake crying. Do you want to go to bed yet? Okay, then stop. Okay, if you don't want to go to bed, you got to stop. She's tired. Okay, well, give me a minute because I'm almost done and I can do that with you. Bella, Mila, did you hear me? Okay, I know you want her to, but she might not want to, so give her a minute. But here's what I can tell you, sissy, is that hitting her is not going to make her want to do it with you. Okay, I know, but a minute ago you guys were. So just give it a minute and take a break. She's extremely tired. Okay, I got it. I understand. Here's what I'm going to say is if you don't want to go to bed, you got to stop with the noise. Okay? Salam Abu Binks. Okay, so this is the thing that I was saying before all of that is that nobody can take that. I am me. She does, y'all. As soon as I get off here, I'll go sit beside her. She'll curl up. Hold on one second. Right. What is for me is for me. Right. And what I will tell you is I just put myself in a bubble, and whatever harm you send my way, I promise gets returned back to you threefold. And every good you send my way gets returned back to you threefold. I got you, Abu Binks. So that's that. You know, folks, that's okay, Sherry. I figured something was going on with it because it wasn't making any sense. And I was like, are you okay? What's going on? And one thing would be nice, and then the next minute was horrible. And yeah. So it just took a minute, you know, and sometimes that's okay, y'all. It does take a minute. We're human beings. All right. But I want to say this to everybody. Cause this is you're having to cancel your account. Okay. Well, when you set up a new one, Sherry, just message me or Sandy and let us know it's your new one so we can bring you back in. Okay. So I just want to sum everything up. Okay. Really quick for you all. Make no mistake at all. I know, Conchita, I'm good. I promise I'm good. Because sometimes people don't even, let me tell you something, folks. Sometimes people can be so focused on what they're doing, they may not even know, they may not even recognize what they're doing. Right? And so I'm just going to leave it there. What's up, Dashai? I see you. So it is what it is. So I want to say this to you guys really, really quick. To recap what happened tonight. The United States of America, we backed out. Iran absolutely won where we are at this point. This was a win for Iran. There's no other way about that. We folded. We did. It was Taco Tuesday for sure. And let me just say this. If this is how he needed to do it, remember earlier today when I told you guys he's looking for a way to do it and save face? Do y'all remember when I said that earlier today? They've got to figure out a way that he can back out and save face. I said that this morning in this morning's live, right? That's what they were able to do. Yeah, he Taco Tuesday'd Abu Binks. And that's what they were able to do. And let me just tell you this. I'm actually glad that he did, because quite frankly, I do not, you're welcome, Jimmy. I do not want to see any more escalation. I didn't tell you what double tapping is. So Sandy, a double tap is when you target someone, you attack a location, and that first tap, that first hit, if you will, right? That first strike, right, Jaybird, that first strike very shortly. So it will allow, I'll give you an example. So one of the things that Iran used to do, not Iran, Israel did in Gaza. Oh yeah, love that, Lanny. So Israel, for example, remember the hospital that they hit, and then they ended up unaliving the 4 journalists that day. Do you remember? So that first hit came, and what that first hit does is it allows first responders to come. It allows press to come. It allows other people to come, and then once they come, 60 seconds later, you might see a second double tap because they want to get those people, right? So that's a double tap. Okay. Yeah, that was when they were on the stairs. Right. 100%. They're really excited about what's happening in Georgia, you guys. And then sometimes they triple tap. Yep. Sometimes they will triple tap. Yes, Tracy, just like Venezuela. So Candace is saying a great documentary is hashtag for Sama. I know Wisconsin was a big win. So let me just say this, folks. For me, tonight was a win because I'm so over bombing and death and destruction. My heart needs a break. And for me, the people in the Middle East need a break. I need for Palestine to get a break. I need for Lebanon to get a break. I need for Iran to get a break. I need for Sudan to get a break. I need for Cuba to get a break. Like I need humanization, right? That's what I need. So the Sean dude didn't win in Georgia, but what's really crazy is that he improved in that district by 20 plus points. Appreciate you, Tam Bam. And it's amazing in that district. You all need to understand. What, baby? It was me first. It was? Awesome. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to ask you guys seriously. If anything that you hear me say resonates with you, or you like my energy or whatever, please go to my YouTube. Watch the webinar on Project for the People. It says Project for the People launch. And if what you hear in that video sounds good to you, if you are ready to do something to help get this country on track, then go to my link tree. It's in my bio on my socials, and just sign up. Join the community. We're meeting again this Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Let me ask this question before I wrap up. Is there anybody in here that would like to hear me read the intro that talks about what Project for the People is about before I wrap up for the night? Is there anybody that says I might be interested, but I want to hear you read the introduction to it? Yes? Okay. I got you. All right, so let's do it. And if you've noticed, everything is great over there now.
Wait, stop. Don't make you laugh yet.
All right. So
One of us is going to be in.
it's called Project for the People. You're welcome.
The other one.
And it is the Progressive Populist Promise. That's okay, Carrie. I am recording it, and you will have access to the recording. It's a strategy on how we stop the madness, get the country on track, and build a government that works for the benefit of the people. The majority of the country doesn't like the direction that we are going. The attack on our institutions, the violations of civil rights, and the erosion of governmental trust have left many people wondering what they can do to put things back on track. The purpose of this document is to answer that question. Within these pages, you will discover 3 main pathways that will lead us back to a stable, democratic, constitutional republic that works for the benefit of the people. The 3-step process for progress. 1 is elections. 2, communities and conversations. 3, government accountability. When done properly, these 3 objectives will provide, girls, not so loud. These 3 objectives will provide an undeniably positive outcome for the people with minimal risk. Y'all are super loud. I love that you're playing, but just play a little quieter, okay? I'm literally almost done. So here's the note on Project for the People. We need you. Project for the People is a citizen-led effort to be ready for the next midterm elections scheduled to take place on November 3rd of 2026. By reading or listening to this document, you have a responsibility to do what is in the best interest of not only yourself, your family, and your loved ones, but also your neighbors, community, and the population as a whole. To whom much is given, much is required. And now that you are aware of the movement, you are responsible for the action that you do or you don't take from here. Progressive campaigns tend to wait until the last 3 or 4 months before the election to truly start organizing and implementing a strategy. That will be too late in 2026. Our communities are already too stressed out. The dangers of ICE/DHS are becoming increasingly evident in our neighborhoods, and people may not be able to wait that long. And even if they could, would you be the most effective at that time? Probably not. The time is now. Unlike prominent think tanks, we don't have large financial backers or significant political connections. What we do have is 2 things: heart and hope. And those are the things that make us the most dangerous to this administration and to those who would like to see the country continue down this path. It's also what makes us a threat to some members of the Democratic Party as well as the GOP. Because while those 2 parties are not the same, the Democratic Party does share some devastating points of intersection with their conservative counterparts. And it's in those shared values and their common goals that they find us a hazard to their agenda. So as of today, they're all on notice, regardless of the party. This is a pragmatic approach to politics based on what's in the best interest of the people, average, everyday people. And while from a policy perspective, that has traditionally leaned to the Democratic side of the aisle, it's not a free pass for re-election, especially without a primary challenger. In 2026, members of the Democratic Party who are currently in office have a small window in which to determine their path forward. Because after we win a Democratic majority in Congress in November, we begin the process of challenging and defeating those members of Congress who put corporate interests, a particular religion, or foreign government before the American people. Project for the People needs people across all spectrums to come together and deconstruct the current administrative state and to redesign our congressional state. There are those who would have you believe that it's not possible, that we don't have the power. They are wrong, and they know it. If we, the people, didn't have the power to make it happen, they wouldn't work so hard to limit or take it away. Why make it harder to vote? Why silence our voices? Why create media monopolies? Why engage in deliberate misinformation and disinformation campaigns? It's because they're afraid you'll realize who the real enemy is and stop fighting the people in the same boat as you. This document is your invitation to support this message and join the movement in the best way possible in your life. So what does that mean? It means not everyone will be able to participate in community organizing. Not everyone can run for office. Not everyone can put together community forums, etc. So find where you can be the most effective and that best fits your life. Just be real about it. Don't use it as an excuse for your apathy, your depression, or resignation. Push yourself. We know how badly the other side wants the world they desire. They wrote a 900 plus page playbook on it, and they developed a coalition of over 50 plus conservative organizations to figure out how to make it happen. It is time to ask yourself, what are you willing to do? So that is the introduction to Project for the People. And when you go to the webinar, you'll hear me talk more in depth about those three avenues for how we make this happen. And it is something that I've been working on for 2 months. And I believe that it can be something that grows and that has a really great impact. And so hopefully you will feel the same way. I just am tired of feeling like there's nothing that we can do. I'm tired of no one else coming up with something for us to do. So I'm just doing what I know. So hopefully it will resonate with you all. And hopefully you will go, hell yeah, let's do something. Because I just don't believe we should give up and let people make this country whatever they want. It's our country. Where do you find out about this? So Teresa, on my YouTube is the Dani Cook. So there's a video, there's a webinar that's there for you to be able to watch. Matter of fact, I will add the link to the webinar to my link tree. Also in my link tree is in my bio on TikTok and on Facebook and YouTube. The very first link in my link tree is a link where you can go to a page that just tells you briefly about it, and then you can sign up. And when you sign up, you will get an email. And on Thursday, we're going to have another meeting. It'll be another Google Meet meeting. And so even if you can't attend, I will be emailing you the link. You're welcome, Carla. And so then after that, if you weren't in here earlier, I forget the person's name that just asked me about that. But if you weren't here earlier, I have literally created graphics for all 50 states by congressional district in English and in Spanish that outlines the projected Medicaid and SNAP losses for every congressional district in the country in both languages. I've also done flyers about Medicaid and the percentage of people on Medicaid, adults on Medicaid that actually work in a multitude of states, red states, blue states, purple states, all the above, right? Appreciate it, Scotty. And there's more. I've analyzed data for 12 different states in this country that had margins of 10% or less in the 2024 election. And then in those 12 states, I've analyzed every county that had a margin of 10% or less for the majority of the last 5 years worth of federal elections. And then so I've analyzed all of their data, what percentage of registered voters did or didn't vote, what percentage of the people that did vote voted third party. And so then I've looked at that to say, okay, where do we need to focus to be able to make permanent positive change? Which means where can we either flip or make significant gains in house seats? Where can we flip or make significant gains in the Senate? And so all of those things are part of this. And so I have a massive spreadsheet with all of that data. So yeah, it'll be growing, and I'm doing the best I can to get it all put together for people. Okay. So that is it. And I have now done about 7 hours of live today. And so your girl is exhausted. I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but I'm starting to run down. It's because I didn't drink that damn, I didn't drink that Red Bull. That's the problem. So I will be live tomorrow. I am normally live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., right? I love that you shared the YouTube video with your local Dem party. Oh, I love that, Kat. And you guys are very welcome. You all help make this possible. All my mods, all the people that run my Discord, all the people that just show up every day, whether you gift or don't gift, whether you like whatever, however you support, it's not lost on me. I absolutely understand that there are a ton of creators out there and you could spend your time anywhere else. So I am really grateful that you spend it here and you choose to spend it with me. So I appreciate it too, Laura. All right, you guys, I am going to go to, I'm not going to bed. I'm going to go over here with these girls and, and try to navigate and snuggle up and get Mila to sleep. So, yeah, I will see you all tomorrow at some point. Love you, mean it. And yeah, take a deep breath. Everybody rest easy and we'll get back on it tomorrow.